especially since I lived in Palm Beach, and I guess they lived in Palm Beach. But I wish her well.
Or with a man later defending those comments, saying, yeah, I do wish her well. Also, regarding the questions at hand, you have Bondi responding.
First, to back up on that, in February, I did an interview on Fox, and it's been getting a lot of attention because I said, I was asked a question about the client list, and my response was, it's sitting on my desk to be reviewed, meaning the file along with the JFK and MLK files as well. That's what I meant by that. Also, to the tens of thousands of video, they turned out to be child porn downloaded by that disgusting Jeffrey Epstein. Child porn is what they were. Never going to be released, never going to see the light of day. To him being an agent, I have no knowledge about that. We can get back to you on that. And the minute missing from the video, we released the video showing definitively the video was not conclusive, but
we are a membership-only establishment as far as our facilities are concerned. Regulation. For now, membership dues are very reasonable and purchasable at reception or on our website, if that's more your thing. Ah, champagne. I'll take those. Let me show you around. Oh, the boss. Miss Baker, I'd like you to meet a prospective member. And this is Miss Agatha Baker, our general manager.
Thank you, Tom. Good to meet you. Enjoy your time with us. Tom, are you going to give them a little tour of the resort?
Of course, madam. Oh, and so far, no sign of the Texans.
I should hope not. But let's talk another time.
Okay. So, come with me, please. That is where I normally work. If you come see me, I will help you get the most out of our facilities, especially for all our VIP members. Over here is our bar area, the Solitaire. That's our head bar woman, Josephine. Hey, Josephine.
Tom, hi there.
And this is our casino floor. We have all the usual games: blackjack, roulette, three-card poker.
Why can't other games get good stuff? Ooh, inside track horse racing.
If you're interested in the real VIP experience, you can purchase one of our exclusive penthouse condominiums. We're talking black card, premium grade, utterly unique luxury, and a remarkable home for you and your loved ones. And of course, on the floor bonuses and opportunities like free champagne. And that concludes our tour. If you're interested, all the details are up on the website. It really is a wonderful place to relax and entertain. I hope to see you again soon. You know where to find me.
Come check out the new vehicle on the podium. You can win it with just a spin on the lucky wheel.
Ooh. I want to get a penthouse in the casino. Oh, I love this casino.
Manage anxiety and depression the easy way by purchasing a penthouse at the Diamond Casino and Resort.
Fancy doing.
come back soon. Take your time. I'll be right there. Just let me know. Good luck. Take your time. Goodbye. Expect a tip.
Cool. Gonna take money to burn.
There's always action at the inside track. It's virtual cloud-based horse racing. And it's post time, ladies and gentlemen. The number one horse is in first. And it's last place now for the two.
I fucking love this.
The 5 horse sitting back third. Horse 6 is now fourth. They're halfway home. And the 3 horses running along second. The crowd is on their feet. Leading the pack, it's number 4. Coming to the wire. I hope you put a penny or two on 10 penny. A first place win.
Welcome.
Oh, I lost. Come on, no, win. Yes, win this race. Win this race. Yes, did I get it? Yeah, I won, and I got $30,000.
The evidence prior to it was showing he committed suicide. And what was on that, there was a minute that was off the counter. And what we learned from Bureau of Prisons was every year, every night, they redo that video. It's old, from like 1999. So every night the video is reset. And every night should have the same minute missing. So we're looking for that video to release that as well, showing that a minute is missing every night. And that's it on Epstein.
You know, for now, we're going to have to wait to see for updates on 2 fronts. One, do we see the MAGA civil war and the divide grow, or are people just going to get in line again? And 2, will we actually get updates around the Jeffrey Epstein situation? And that because, according to The Guardian, top Democrats are demanding the release of Epstein files that mention Trump. Jamie Raskin and 15 others accusing the DOJ of withholding Epstein files to protect Trump. With Raskin writing, the administration has repeatedly claimed that President Trump is the most transparent and accessible president in American history. They're saying, so far, your DOJ has not only failed to live up to this promise, but you have also consistently hidden from the American public materials and information that may be damaging to President Trump. Adding, your conduct is particularly worrisome as it appears to be part of a pattern of using your DOJ to cover up evidence of criminal wrongdoing by President Trump,
Nice.
including information allegedly contained in the Epstein file. We write today to demand that you release the Smith report immediately, as well as any evidence mentioning or referencing Donald Trump in the Epstein files. For now, we'll wait to see what happens there, and in the meantime, I'd really love to know your thoughts on Pam Bondi and Donald Trump's reactions. But then next up in the news today, Superman, he's gone woke. That is the message that we're getting out of this latest MAGA meltdown. Right, and that is James Gunn, the writer and director of the new Superman movies, having to defend himself from a wave of right-wing backlash after saying that Superman's story is an immigrant story. I should explain that the whole thing, it started over the weekend when the Times of London published an interview with Gunn where he said, quote, Superman is the story of America, an immigrant that came from other places and populated the country, but for me it is mostly a story that says basic human kindness is a value and is something we've lost. And then when he was asked if the film had played different blue states and cities versus red ones, Gunn said,
20 to
yes, it
1,
plays
no.
differently, but it's about human kindness, and obviously there will be jerks out there who are just not kind and will take it as
Damn
offensive
Durban
just because
poison.
it is about kindness. But screw them. The Superman does seem to come at a particular time when people are feeling a loss of hope in other people's goodness. I'm telling a story about a guy who is uniquely good and that feels needed now because there is a meanness that has emerged due to cultural figures being mean online. Right, and all of this is, I don't know how many people out there have no working knowledge about Superman, but he's a literal alien. Right? If he's an immigrant crossing the border, he crossed the border into Earth. He's from the planet Krypton. His name's Kal-El. He got to Earth. He was given the name Clark Kent. He became an icon of American identity. But anyone who knows literally anything at all about Superman knows that he comes from a very, very, very far away place. And still, despite all that context, the usual suspects reacted in the usual ways. So, when Fox News covered James Gunn's comments, they put the phrase
Oh,
Super
come
Bowl
on.
the chyron and said things like,
Well, I think that I'm at no risk of hurting my 22-year streak. I'm not going to the movie theater.
I gotta look at the script, and he's from Uganda, and there's a love scene with Batman and Robin.
We don't go to the movie theater to be lectured to and to have somebody throw their ideology onto us. I wonder if it'll be successful.
You know what it says on his cape? MS-13.
You can also have the likes of who took a break from pushing the DOJ and FBI's talking points on Epstein and minimizing people's questions over it to say,
The attempt to separate Superman off from America is just a demonstration by the cultural left of how much they dislike America.
Right, you had other people echoing that online as well. But also, one, James Gunn is literally talking about an alien who came to Earth. And two, even if you want to say that James Gunn is talking about Superman being an allegory for immigration, he would be far from the first person to do so. In fact, that has been part of the comic book lore for decades. The character was actually created by two men who were the sons of Jewish immigrants. In books written as far back as the 80s, they have said that Superman asserts, quote, the value of the immigrant in American culture. You even had DC Comics partnering with the International Rescue Committee to celebrate World Refugee Day, with them literally using Superman as a symbol there, and the group referring to his story as a refugee success story. Now, in 2017, a comic writer who's worked on Superman since the late 80s called Superman, quote, the ultimate immigrant. And so all of that, at minimum, is to say that even though immigration is a hot-button issue right now, referring to Superman as an immigrant, it's not anything new, which is then why so many just mocking this right-wing outrage, and anyone just realizing that a man famously born on a foreign planet is widely viewed as an immigrant. But he then, seeing James Gunn as well as others involved in the new Superman film, responding to all the backlash last night at the film's premiere in Los Angeles. With us then seeing, for example, Variety asking Gunn what he had to say to MAGA people complaining, and there he said,
I don't have anything to say to anybody. I'm not here to judge people, I think this is a movie about kindness, and I think that's something everyone can relate to.
You can also have them asking actors who appear in the movie, like Nathan Fillion and Sean Gunn, who's James Gunn's brother, about the situation, and they said,
MAGA today was getting a little upset that he called Superman an immigrant. I wanted to get your reaction.
Somebody needs a hug. It's just a movie, guys.
It is exactly what the movie is about, I think, that, we support our people, We love our immigrants. People who say no to immigrants are against the American way. They're against what the American dream is all about.
But for now, we'll have to wait to see what happens, right? The movie's releasing this week. We're going to have to see what happens with the box office. Right now, you've got analysts thinking that it could open at around $130 million, though the studio figures are a bit more reserved, thinking that it might be between 90 to $25 million. And so far, the early reviews are promising, though that's not going to take into account the potential review bombing that happens in situations like this. But hey, time will tell how this is all going to play out. And of course, in the meantime, I'd really love to know your thoughts here. One, I mean, what do you think about the MAGA meltdown over this? Is this snowflakes pearl clutching? Yes, no, maybe so, why not? And two, how do you think the movie's going to do? Also, while we're seeing this Superman immigration discourse play out, we also need to talk about the real-world headlines about immigration stateside. And very notably, with all that, what we're seeing out of MacArthur Park in Los Angeles. Because according to reports, you had around 90 National Guard troops and dozens of federal officers storming the park yesterday morning, with some even on horses. And, the park, it didn't have much of a crowd as word of a potential raid in the area had been spreading for a while. The one, reportedly, there were children for a summer day camp who were brought inside so they wouldn't be traumatized. And two, you had the LAist reporting that a community health clinic was present there at the park to provide medical services to those there, and the CEO of the clinic plans to pursue legal action against the federal government for their actions. And as far as more details, you had local reports saying that the agents also wore no identification as they made their way through the park. The operation is now also facing loud backlash from city leaders, including Mayor Karen Bass. With Bass saying that she got to the park as soon as she heard about it and telling reporters,
they need to leave, and they need to leave right now. They need to leave because this is unacceptable.
Right, as far as if anyone actually got scooped up, you had the LA Times saying it's unclear if anyone was actually arrested during the sweep because a senior Department of Homeland Security official only told the outlet, "We don't comment on ongoing enforcement operations." So also at a press conference, you had Mayor Bass saying that it doesn't look like anyone was actually arrested.
I do not believe that anyone was detained. Maybe they were. But then again, I don't think the goal is to detain. I think the goal is to spread fear. I think that's what it is. It's to terrorize Angelenos.
You also had Bass saying that she met with some of the camp kids who were forced inside because of the raid, and even though she didn't tell them what was going on or why she was there, she said they still expressed fear.
But did this 8-year-old tell me that he was afraid of ICE? Did the 8-year-old tell me that he was afraid of ICE taking his parents and he didn't think it was good to take people away? So understand that that 8-year-old knows enough of what's going on that he's already traumatized in anticipation. What I saw in the park today looked like a city under siege, under armed occupation. It's the way a city looks before a coup.
And as far as why the agents were even there in the first place, you had the AP reporting. So defense officials told reporters that what happened at MacArthur Park on Monday was not a military operation, but acknowledged that the size and scope of the guards' participation could make it look like one to the public. And saying the primary role of the service members would be to protect the immigration enforcement officers in case a hostile crowd gathered. But ultimately, the operation only lasted an hour, and so far, officials have not said why they targeted MacArthur Park specifically or why it ended so quickly. But notably, that area, it's known for being home to a large population of immigrants in LA, and so you had a city council member saying during a conference,
MacArthur Park is the Ellis Island of the West Coast. It was chosen as this administration's latest target precisely because of who lives there and what it represents. Resilience, diversity, and the American dream. Please understand that's what's happening here in the city of Los Angeles. We are the canary in the coal mine. What you see happening in MacArthur Park is coming to you.
Right, notably, you have them saying that as ICE raids in Los Angeles have already been making headlines, with Trump also very controversially sending the National Guard to the city last month. And so now, tons of leaders in the area are calling the latest incident out of MacArthur Park a political stunt, with the likes of Senator Alex Padilla writing, "Armored vehicles, tactical gear, military-grade weapons, all for the show. This isn't security, it's intimidation." But then also the president of the LA City Council saying,
"This morning looked like a staging for a TikTok video. And what we say to Border Patrol is the council, if you want to film in LA, you should apply for a film permit like everybody else and stop trying to scare the bejesus out of everybody who lives in this great city."
And well, with all this, you have people like Ken Klippenstein reporting that he obtained documents showing that the operation was a mere show of presence. It also looks like this may happen again with, for example, Gregory Bovino, a Customs and Border Protection chief in South California, tweeting yesterday, "We may well go back to MacArthur Park or other places in and around Los Angeles," and saying illegal aliens had the opportunity to self-deport. Now will help things along in this. A lot is being said, a lot is happening, a lot is developing, and for now, we'll have to wait to see how it plays out. And then I've got more news for you in just a minute, but first, gotta thank a sponsor. And with that, say, have you ever filled up your gas tank and you look at the total and you just whisper, "It's fine," while also dying inside?
And the dealer wins this one.
But also, here's the thing, you can earn actual cash back every time you fill up, you grab food, or you stock up, thanks to today's sponsor, the free Upside app. You see, I'll use Upside, and it's just stupid simple. You open the app, you claim an offer, you pay like normal, and boom, real money back in your account. No shady or confusing points or rewards that expire or, need decoding. Just actual cash you can transfer to your bank, PayPal, whatever. And they say that top Upside users are earning up to $300 a month. I mean, real money, not Monopoly bucks. They're not guessing, right? You got over 100,000 participating spots like Shell, 7-Eleven, Wendy's, Taco Bell, and more. You can even earn 3 times more with Upside than traditional credit card rewards or loyalty programs. So before you fuel up or you grab food this summer, check Upside first. It's a great move, and to find out how much more you could earn, scan the QR code or click the link in the description, download Upside, and use code DeFranco to get an extra 25 cents back for every gallon in your first tank of gas. Let's make this summer a little less painful. But then next up today, we need to talk about Israel now planning to move the entire population of Gaza into a single so-called humanitarian city built on the ruins of a city that it destroyed. And this being seen as another step toward following through on some version of Donald Trump's plan to clean out the Gaza Strip, take it over, and turn it into the so-called Riviera of the Middle East. All while Israeli Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu, who's actually wanted by the International Criminal Court for alleged war crimes, is in Washington saying that Trump, he should get a Nobel Peace Prize. Going back and taking a closer look, you had the Israeli defense minister announcing this relocation plan in a briefing with reporters, according to an Israeli newspaper. There, you had him saying that he's ordered the country's military to prepare a plan to establish this humanitarian city in what's left of Rafah, the southernmost city in Gaza. But this also is, according to at least one Israeli Holocaust historian, it would neither be humanitarian nor a city, with him instead arguing that the defense minister had laid out clear plans for the ethnic cleansing of Gaza and the creation of what he called a concentration camp or a transit camp for Palestinians before they expelled them. And to that point, according to the defense minister, Israeli forces would control the perimeter of the site. Palestinians would go through security screening before entering, and once inside, they wouldn't be allowed to leave. And to start, this plan would involve moving 600,000 Palestinians into the area, mostly people currently displaced in a narrow strip of land along the Mediterranean coast. And eventually, the plan being to have the entire population of Gaza being housed there, with the next step then being implementing what he called the emigration plan, which he said will happen. And that, as he added that Netanyahu is already leading efforts to find countries willing to take Gazans in. And on that note, at the White House yesterday, you had Netanyahu claiming that they were getting close to finding several countries willing to do so. Trump then adding that there was great cooperation from countries in the region, although we've seen no sign of that publicly so far. And then besides that, you had Netanyahu saying it would be a free choice whether to leave or not. But of course, unsurprisingly, you've seen people pushing back on the idea, and you had one of Israel's leading human rights lawyers saying, well,
yes,
still calls the deportation
20,000.
People in Gaza are under so many coercive
I'm
measures
ahead,
that
I'm gonna stop.
No departure from the Strip can be seen in legal terms as consensual, and then adding, the minister laid out an operational plan for a crime against humanity. It is nothing less than that. And with all of that said, I should note we have seen some seemingly conflicting information coming from Israeli officials. Or, just hours before the defense minister talked about this plan, you actually had the office of the IDF's chief of staff reportedly telling the High Court that the army doesn't impose forced population expulsions inside or outside of the Gaza Strip. And while forced, it may be the key word there, you also notably had the office claiming that mobilizing the population and concentrating it within Gaza are not among the military's objectives. That, again, it seems to contradict what's been said at other times. So, specifically, in May, the military approved plans for an operation dubbed Gideon's Chariots, with one of the objectives, which was confirmed by the IDF at the time, literally being the concentration and movement of the population. But with all of that said, right, a lot is going to depend on what happens in the next few days and weeks. In fact, we had the defense minister reportedly saying that if conditions permit construction of this city, it would begin during the 60-day Israel-Hamas ceasefire. But, hey, key point, that hasn't been agreed upon yet. As well, Trump, he's expressed confidence that a deal could be reached soon. Israeli and Hamas negotiators just met for indirect talks for the first time in 6 weeks on Monday. You've got mediators saying that it's going to take time, and in the meantime, as usual, the death toll just continues to rise. So seeing, for example, the Israeli military saying that Hamas attacked killed 5 soldiers, while Palestinian health officials said that Israeli strikes had killed 51. And there's also the continued and growing concern about the role of the U.S. and Israeli-backed Gaza Humanitarian Foundation. There are reportedly hundreds of it were killed trying to access aid. You now have American contractors guarding the distribution sites, telling the Associated Press that bullets, stun grenades, and pepper spray were used at nearly every distribution, even if there was no threat. But then another reportedly telling similar stories to the BBC, saying that, for example, he saw another guard open fire with a machine gun because a group of women, children, elderly were moving too slowly away from the site. And then, on top of that, you had Reuters reporting that the organization has proposed establishing so-called humanitarian transit areas inside and potentially outside of the territory to house displaced Palestinians. With then a slide deck seen by the outlet saying that these facilities would be used to, 1, gain trust with the local population, and 2, facilitate Donald Trump's vision for Gaza. And then, with all all of that going on, you had Netanyahu revealing during his meeting with Trump that he has nominated him for the Nobel Peace Prize. Netanyahu even presenting Trump with a copy of the nomination letter and saying that it was because the president is forging peace as we speak in one country, in one region after the other. And then beyond that, you had the two celebrating their perceived victory in Iran, with Trump saying that Iran wants to restart talks, which Iran notably has not confirmed. And in fact, Israel is reportedly preparing for the possibility of further military action against Iran if it tries rebuilding its nuclear program. There, you had sources telling Axios that Israeli officials think that Trump would be on board there. And that, as Israel's also carried out its first strikes against the Iran-backed Houthis in Yemen for the first time in months. Notably, with this being not only after the Houthis fired at least 3 missiles at Israel over the weekend, according to the IDF, but also as the group is claiming to have sunk a ship in the Red Sea for the first time since November and then attacked another vessel and killed 3. So that, it ends up just being this whole other situation that we're gonna have to keep our eyes on as everything else is developing. But then next up in the news today, some of the country's biggest medical groups are now suing Health Secretary RFK Jr. over what they're calling unlawful unilateral vaccine changes. And with that, they're warning that these changes, they're undermining the trust in vaccines, sparking confusion, and ultimately doing harm to public health. But also the lawyer leading the effort saying that Kennedy has been on a decades-long mission to undermine vaccines and portray them as more dangerous than the illnesses that they're designed to prevent. And adding in no uncertain terms, the Secretary's intentions are clear. He aims to destroy vaccines. Right? And then with all that, these groups behind the lawsuit, we're talking about the American Academy of Pediatrics, the American College of Physicians, and the American Public Health Association, just to name a few. With them also joined by a doctor who's more than 20 weeks pregnant and says she's now afraid that she's not going to be able to get a COVID shot. Because back in May, you had Kennedy announcing that the CDC would no longer recommend the COVID vaccine for healthy kids or pregnant people. With experts then quickly warning that this could make it harder for people who want vaccines to actually get them, including by creating uncertainty around who is eligible and increasing the cost for patients if insurance no longer covers them. And then beyond that, the decision reportedly went against years of evidence showing that pregnant women are actually at a higher risk of severe illness, miscarriage, and stillbirth if they contract COVID. The executive director of the American Public Health Association even saying, from a scientific perspective, a pregnant woman by her very nature is immunocompromised. And noting that Kennedy's decision, quote, didn't follow the normal process, and saying the Secretary's authority needs to have some scientific and procedural basis for the decisions he makes. Otherwise, we have someone practicing medicine without a license. Right? I mean, normally scientific advisors would debate the research and make recommendations. Kennedy, he reportedly made the announcement without consulting CDC staff or its independent advisors. And Kennedy actually fired all 17 members of the CDC's Vaccine Advisory Committee and replaced them with figures who have raised doubts about vaccine safety and efficacy, with one of those new appointees even having to withdraw from the committee hours before its first meeting because of unresolved financial conflicts. But even still, the new committee already rescinding recommendations for some flu vaccines. And that, as they said, they'll revisit the childhood and adolescent vaccine schedules along with its guidelines for hepatitis B, measles, mumps, rubella, and chickenpox vaccine. All of which is why you had the likes of the president of the American Academy of Pediatrics saying, pediatricians cannot stay silent as the system we rely on to support life-saving vaccines is chiseled away piece by piece. You know, ultimately, we're gonna have to wait to see if this lawsuit can make a difference, and no matter what, I mean, we've seen this play out, lawsuits take time. But then next up in the news today, we should talk about this Ted Cruz scandal, right? Because currently, you have a lot of people out there saying that it doesn't appear like he learned from all the shit that he got for flying his family to Cancun to stay at a luxury resort back in 2021 during a massive winter storm that left many Texans without power and water. And that because he's now facing criticism for being out of the country on a swanky family trip while his state got hit with devastating floods that have now killed 109 people as of recording this video. So also, that death toll may continue to rise as rescue efforts remain underway. But with this scandal, yesterday you had the Daily Beast reporting that Cruz was in Athens, Greece when the flooding started, sharing a photo of what appeared to be Cruz touring the Parthenon that was reportedly captured a full 24 hours after the Guadalupe River burst its banks. But then reportedly the tourist who took the photo also telling the Houston Chronicle that he had seen Cruz on Saturday at 6 p.m. local time, which would be around 10 a.m. in Texas. With him adding, I get it, he's on vacation. But after what happened, vacation or not, you should have been back on a plane on his way back to Texas to deal with everything that was going on with those poor kids in the floodplain. But then another eyewitness appearing to reportedly back that timeline up in comments made to the Daily Beast, saying he was with his family and a lone security guard. As he walked past us, I said, 20 kids dead in Texas and you take a vacation? With him claiming he sort of grunted and walked on. His wife shot me a dirty look. Then they continued on with their tour guide. And with all that, as the pictures started to circulate widely online, drawing major backlash, you had Cruz's office issuing a statement saying that the family trip had been pre-planned. And then adding that, quote, within hours he spoke to relevant officials to ensure that the maximum federal assets were available for search and rescue. With him then going on to claim that Cruz and his team worked closely with officials and the families of missing girls throughout that time and promptly booked a flight back home. The office explicitly saying that Cruz had sought to travel back as fast as humanly possible. And adding, given the time difference, he left Athens on Saturday morning and was back in Texas that night, and Cruz in Kerrville on the ground early Monday morning. But now, you got the Daily Beast pushing back on the claim that Cruz tried to return to travel back to Texas as fast as humanly possible, with them reporting that the senator could have booked numerous flights from Greece to Texas before the one he boarded, saying that they reviewed flight options from Athens to San Antonio after seeing the statement from Cruz's office, and they discovered several flights that would have gotten him back sooner than his Sunday return. With them specifically noting that there were multiple flights from Athens to San Antonio, Texas on Friday, July 4th, and Saturday, July 5th, after the floods hit, and adding, while it is not
Maybe I'll take up horse racing, like horse race betting, or off-track betting, as a hobby.
No, I'm not.
You're gonna go to the
But
photo
I did
statue?
meet.
Oh. Come on, one. Come on, one. Oh, I didn't get it. Come on, number two for some reason. Yeah, right. Come on, whatever I chose.
Just off the lead, second is the 5-horse.
Come on, 30-1 or whatever. I think that's what I bet on. Or no, maybe I bet on the high.
Mr. Worthwhile is going to the winner's circle.
Did I get it? I got it. I got it. And I'm up 30K somehow. Nice, nice. I like this. It's fun. I want to do gambling.
Number 1 takes third.
I clicked to this video so long ago. I need you to just reload. You're like glitched. Just close this tab. I'm on Sir Scrambled, which is number 6. Go number 6. Go number 6, because you'll pay out clean. And then we'll run individuals here. Minimum wager. Why is this taking so long for this particular search? Come on, number 4. Come on, number 4. Oh, number 4 isn't in it. Oh, number 4 is picking up. Come on, number 4. Number 4. Oh. The horse came in 3rd. Damn it. Hurry up, you. You're like not running videos.
Hey.
Stupid ass ad develop.
Hey, what's up, gamers? And I got another one for y'all. So in this video, I am going to be showing y'all how to win the horse races on GTA 5. Hey, leave a comment. Do you even still play GTA 5? Like, bruh, where is GTA 6 at? Alright now, so just like any other gambling, now remember, we are not gonna win every time. But this way, I did find a way to increase our odds of winning. Just like going to a real casino sometimes, it's not guaranteed that you will win, even if you use this strategy. Okay, so what is this strategy I'm talking about? Remember someone trying to sell you a course or anything like that? Even in real gambling, it's not gonna work like that. Because that's just not how it works. If you check out right here, I won 108,000. And if y'all can see, I started with only like 28,000 chips. So just literally off the second race, that was the 6th horse that won. The odds were 17-1. So step number 1, what I do is you gotta play the horse races. Don't even spend a lot of coins on it. Don't spend a lot of tokens on it. Get a feel for which horses win, because most of the time they win often. Not all the time, but you gotta remember the names. But the safest way to do it is the horse with the lower odds. So let's say 2-1 or the evens is most likely to win. So the horse I picked was the 6th horse, but I don't pick it every time. But you do have to get familiar with the horses. So play around with it, mess around with it. Just don't spend a lot of money. So and anytime you see Snatched Your Mama right here, I'm gonna bet the max. I'm gonna bet. The only thing that sucks is you're betting the evens a lot of times when Snatched Your Mama come up. So you're betting 10,000 to win 20,000. So you really win 10,000, but then you get your 10 back for putting the 10 in, which is good. But anytime you see Snatched Your Mama, bet the house on it, because 9 times out of 10 it will win. I have seen it lose before, and I was surprised. So it can lose, y'all remember, but look at that. Most of the time you're gonna double your bread just like that. And this is an easy way if you're just getting into the game and you want like a good 200,000 in chips. Now remember, I'm not playing this all day. I'm setting a cap limit. So y'all seen what I did. Out of that 100 I won, I pocketed maybe 70 of them and then played with the 30. So now that 70 is mine, and we go back and do it again. As you can see right here, I had ended up hitting it again with the exact same horse. So what I'm doing now again is maybe I'm gonna go pocket some of this and then just play with the rest. So now I done made over 100,000 in GTA.
Come on, number 6.
Just in minutes off the horse racing. I don't really do well on the slots. Roulette tables are right, blackjack's are right, but to me, this is the fastest way that I can get cash. And you cap out, so then when you lose all your coins, you're still sitting on 100 to 200,000, and then you wait for the next day and you spin the wheel, and maybe you can get some more chips and do it again. So if you are non-experienced, that's the first thing I would tell you.
Come on, win. Yes. I think I won.
Win, because like I said earlier in the video, they win often.
270,000.
Remember the
sold. Yep. Get up.
Under the wire first, it's the 6. And the 2-horse is second best today. In third place goes to the 1.
Gonna go to the cashier now. I won. Why are you sitting on the floor? Oh, because he busted. Spin the lucky wheel. How do you spin the wheel? $349,000. I didn't spin the wheel though. Or maybe I did like in the cutscene, I guess.
So what'll it be? Good to see you, sir. Sure.
Oh, it is the Downtown Cab Company.
Already you bring chaos into my shop? No! Okay, I'm going as fast as I can. That's all I have. Just take it.
Oh, it all went into my account. Nice. Beautiful. Oh no. I got them all stuck in the ravine. Fell in a tree. I'm going to go for a walk now, I think. What's that sound? Oh, a taxi you own. Okay.
I got a customer for you right now.
Maybe if I do taxi missions, I can actually call a cab. All the way in the hills, huh? First ride. Just like my real life job.
Thank you.
No problem, it was good money. Does it bank in my thing though?
Call just came in. It's up on your GPS now.
Oh, metal guardrail. Gotta go in and see what my headlights are, because that's part of the experience. No, key bindings for vehicle. Oh, it's H. Okay, H.
Hey, Dotsy! Hey. Let's go, please.
you really sure? Here we go. Ho. Oh, got some good air there. I lost like $1,000, but I really don't care. Oh. Did he bail? Get out of the cab now.
I've got someone for you.
$4,000.
Come on, I gotta move.
Oops.
The car has been sent. Should be with you soon.
Fucking better be real. I like this game because headshots kill you. NPC or human. They just kill you. Yeah, I think I'm going to take a break here. I'm going to get off this game and go do real life stuff. I'm going to go exercise, and I'll be back to do some more streaming in a bit. I'm going to get out in the sun or take a nap, one or the other. I don't know. I don't feel too well. Maybe I'll just take a nap. I'm not really sure. But I'm going to take a break here either way. And I'm going to pause this video here, and I'm going to... All right.
Known how many seats were...
Oh, before we totally fire up here, I want to go open a bottle of wine. Okay, hi guys, I am back. I didn't know, but I went to the dump this morning and lifting like 50 bags of heavy garbage and 2 propane tanks wiped me out, wiped my back out, and kind of got me tired. So I pushed out from 3 till like 7 or something like that, or 4 till 7. So here I am to drink some wine. I've got dinner here in the next like half an hour or something, so I'm going to end the stream rather early, but I'll be back for the rest of the evening. I thought I would play some Skull and Bones and some FFXI. I shall load those. Yes, I think I will play some Skull and Bones. Skull and Bones. Play. Yep. I was like, I could do Grand Theft Auto, but I've been doing Grand Theft Auto for days, you know? I just wanted to be able to do Grand Theft Auto. Quite good. It's a good day. It's a good life. Taking a nap made me feel much better. Like, I've been going too hard for days and days and days since he died. We still haven't done the sea land containers, and that's in 3 weeks. That just, you know, it's gonna be insane.
Available on each flight. Possible options included flights leaving Athens on Saturday morning and landing in San Antonio that evening via Chicago, Atlanta, or Washington, D.C. The report also claiming that earlier flights were available on Friday once the seriousness of the floods became apparent, which then appears to at least be part of the reason why you've seen tons of people slamming cruises.
But I mean, you guys use weather machines, don't you? They didn't warn you? They didn't keep you in the loop, Ted?
The only reason that Cruise has gotten
I'm kidding.
Because you also had The Guardian highlighting and reporting that Cruise personally included a provision in Trump's big, beautiful bill that slashed funding for, quote, efforts to improve future weather forecasting of events that cause the sort of extreme floods that are being worsened by the human-caused climate crisis. In reporting that Cruise himself inserted language into the bill that eliminated a $150 million fund that was created to, quote, accelerate advances and improvements in research, observation systems, modeling, forecasting assessments, and dissemination of information to the public around weather forecasting. A move that many worry means disasters like what we just saw happen are going to become far more common. You know, as we keep an eye on this situation, I also want to take the time to recognize just the amazing people who did straight up heroic work in this horrible disaster. With maybe most notably this U.S. Coast Guard rescue swimmer who helped save the lives of 165 kids. Right, so this is Petty Officer Scott Ruskin. He's 26 years old, and he just recently joined the Coast Guard. In fact, he only graduated from the last of his training about 6 months ago. And as it turned out, his very first mission came in the form of a search and rescue team in Texas that was gearing up to help the people caught in the flash flooding over the weekend. And so he had his team deploying from Corpus Christi, roughly 200 miles south of Kerr County, where the floodwaters had battered local summer camps on the banks of the Guadalupe River. And specifically, they were headed to Camp Mystic, where roughly 200 campers and counselors needed to be rescued. You know, as they waited for help, counselors did what they could to keep the campers safe, pushing them out of the windows, placing them on mattresses to float on the rising water. And that is what should have been an hour-long flight for Scott's team turned into roughly 6 hours in the air because of the brutal storm. But then, after 4 attempts and some help from the Air National Guard, they made their way through the storm, and from above, they could see the utter devastation that the flood was causing, along with the sight of, quote, about 200 kids, mostly all scared, terrified, cold, having probably the worst day of their life. And once they were able to land at Camp Mystic, the team was called away to another more dangerous location. But the crew decided that the best thing to do would be to leave Scott at Camp Mystic as a triage coordinator, leaving enough space in the aircraft for the team to airlift 15 kids from the other site. And so at Camp Mystic, Scott spent 3 hours gathering the campers above the floodwater and listening to counselors tell stories about pushing kids out of the cabins before the floodwaters rushed in. With Scott then telling Good Morning America.
Kind of discovered I was the only person there as far as like first responders go. So yeah, I had about 200 kids mostly, all scared, terrified, cold, having probably the worst day of their life, and I just kind of needed to triage them, get them to a higher level of care, and get them off the flood zone.
And so Scott, he's worked to reassure them as much as he could.
Yeah, this was definitely a real deal, but I just remembered that, you know, when I got on scene, there was, 200 kids looking to someone for some sort of comfort and safety. They don't really know what my experience is or my rank or my age. They just know, hey, this guy's a professional and he's here to help us, and I kind of had to live up to that standard.
But then finally, at the Texas Air National Guard aircraft landing at the camp's archery and soccer field. With Scott then leading the kids 10 to 15 at a time over the aircraft and focusing on the guns first, and even carrying some who were avoided by rocks or even worse, injuries to their bare feet. And in total, he helped rescue 165 kids this way, and the Department of Homeland Security has hailed him as an American hero. With him adding, the extraordinary bravery and selfless service of Ruskin and his fellow first responders embody the very spirit of the United States Coast Guard and the best of what it means to be an American. So Scott, he pointed to the counselors and the kids as the heroes, saying their bravery is what helped him to be a better rescuer.
The real heroes, I think, were the kids on the ground. Like, those guys are heroic, and they were dealing with some of the worst times of their lives, and they were very strong, and that helped inspire me to kind of get in there and help them out.
I know it doesn't fix anything, it doesn't undo the horrible that has transpired. I do often think when these horrible things happen, it is important to see those who run in to help. We often lose sight of the humanity and heart amid all the horrible, and I think it's important to remember this. There are helpers and heroes among us, and they don't do it for the spotlight, but I think it's important we give it to them. That, my friends, you beautiful bastards, is where today's show is going to end. Of course, thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, and remember, I'll see you right back here tomorrow, because I got a brand new show for you every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Love you, mean it, bye.
Out of ammo.
The sea people seek one more favor. They want us to capture a slippery Farah captain. I'm sure Skurlock will appreciate us helping his allies against their sworn enemy.
Get out! Get out of it. Why won't you move? You're not doing anything. Stop, stop. Just run, just run. Level 6. Oh my god, there's all these terrible guys around. I'm going to lose this ship because I don't have a port to go to. Graphics look worse for some reason than I remember. That graphics quality is on low. What are you doing? Yeah, like what? Why? You just like set them that way or what? Like don't do that. The fuck was that? Yeah, you like turned all the graphics of this game off. Why? Maybe these guys over here will sell me some med kits. Master should be at like 40. I'm gonna have to examine the graphics, like what's going on? I bought 1,100 cannonballs and I don't know why. I should just sell everything else. Oh, contains silver pouches that contain silver. Nice. 2,800, huh? Alright, I want to buy repair kits. Sort by value. Fine jute, acacia plank, lambda, cast iron, repair kit 1. Yeah, I'll take all of them. There we go. Much better. Now I gotta worry about the graphics, whatever they did to my fucking graphics for some reason. Ultra high, adaptive quality is off. Very high, DLSS quality. Maybe I want DLLAA. I don't know. I don't think so. Water is high. Screens. Yeah, all this stuff needs to be high. I don't know why it's not. Turn off ray tracing, I guess. But all the rest of it should be there. Metal salvage. This is a level 1 merchant. If I burn him here inside the buoys, I'll get in a fight. Yeah, it's very beautiful, and without ray tracing, the graphics are good. There's like all this floating acacia that I didn't see. Acacia, I don't know what the wood is. All right, now that we've healed most of the way, the sounds are like way too far down, I guess. I guess, yeah, master at like 90, SFX. Dialogue's good. UI, maybe we'll do music and stuff like at 30. Yeah. Oh, shit, oops. Oh, dinner might be ready. Hello? Hello? Okay, I'm coming. Thank you. Okay, this was a fun little, I don't know, like 25-minute, I'm looking for repair kits. Okay, I'm gonna log to desktop. Gonna pause this recording and end this stream. There we go. Oh my god, kitty. I want to mic your purring. Oh, sissy, we love you. You are a star.
Your goal for this should be to have fun. Your goal is just to have some fun. Like, you know, I think it's fun glitching a grape mask and a beer cap together. I mean, I think that's fun. Yeah, a lot of people in GTA Online, I think they get too focused in one thing or another. Yeah, getting into an adversary mode and competing is very fun. Maybe jump into a race. I don't know, just try to have fun. Try to have fun and do some fun things in GTA Online, because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. It's what it's all about. Just try to have some fun. Well, that was 12 mistakes people make as a low level in GTA Online. So hopefully you were able to take some things away from this video, and hopefully it'll make your life a little bit easier when playing GTA Online. But anyways, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications, and make sure you check out this video right here if you want to see me try to make a tier list on the most annoying characters in GTA Online. We're
I
gonna
don't
talk
think I need
about
that.
the Department of Justice and the FBI memo with the Jeffrey Epstein stuff. There is a major disappointment, a major blow that the Trump administration delivered to some of its most loyal fans today.
Overnight, the FBI and Justice Department releasing 11 hours of footage they say helps confirm notorious financier Jeffrey Epstein died by suicide in his Manhattan jail cell in 2019, awaiting his sex trafficking trial. According to a memo detailing the findings, investigators found the video showed no one entering the area in the overnight hours before Epstein.
I mean, I told you so's are in order for those who actually believed, even for a brief moment, that the Trump administration would ever actually reveal any of these details, if they would actually shed new light on this stuff. Of course they would not. Maybe after Trump dies? No, because only 30, 40, 50 years in the future, once every single person that's on the client list is long gone, would there potentially ever be declassification. Why would the federal government release information on the federal government's own intelligence community's blackmail operation and influence operation? Why would they do that? Y'all are crazy. Trump's labor secretary, Alexander Acosta, was straight up the South Florida prosecutor that gave Jeffrey Epstein his first sweet plea bargain deal. It's so funny to me that these guys go, oh my God, I can't believe that the Trump administration that is directly involved with Jeffrey Epstein are not revealing any new information and just basically saying the exact same things they personally said, the previous administration said, that they actively petitioned again. How shocking. I can't believe the Trump administration is not only protecting themselves, but also all of the same wealthy people that the Democrats also protected, that the Republicans have also consistently protected. That's, wow, shocking stuff, shocking revelations.
But perhaps the biggest bombshell, investigators say they found no incriminating client list of Epstein's, no credible evidence that Epstein blackmailed prominent individuals, and no evidence that could predicate an investigation against uncharged third parties. For years, Epstein has been at the center of conspiracies surrounding both his death.
Oh, never mind then. Guys, I mean, it's concluded. I guess it's nothing to see here, folks. Nothing to see here. Pack it up. I didn't realize it was like that. Thank you. Thank you for informing me. I guess there's no reason to investigate this any further. Please stop. Please avert your invested and interested eyes away from this incident. The government has basically told you what's what. Now shut the f*** up. Even Fox News was like, Cap.
According to the report, this systematic review revealed no incriminating client list. So what happened to the Epstein client list that the Attorney General said she had on her desk?
Well, I think if you go back and look at what the Attorney General said in that interview, which was on your network on Fox News.
Got the quote.
Go ahead.
John Roberts said, DOJ may be releasing...
Dude, these guys, when they want to be, can become such amazing journalists, literally on the spot. It should remind you how indecent they are in every other instance. When every single one of these charlatans want to be a real journalist, like, that follow-up is the bare minimum that every journalist is capable of doing. Knowing full well what the immediate retraction is going to look like, what the immediate response is going to look like. And he came in hot. He didn't have to go back. He didn't have to, like, wait another day. Right on the spot. This is real journalism. And it's shocking that it's coming from a motherfucker like Peter Ducey of Fox News. Shocking. He did not miss a beat, dude. Look.
So what happened to the Epstein client list that the Attorney General said she had on her desk?
Well, I think if you go back and look at what the Attorney General said in that interview, which was on your network on Fox News.
Got the quote.
Go ahead.
John Roberts said, DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen? And she said, it's sitting on my desk right now to review.
Yes, she was saying the entirety of all of the paperwork, all of the paper in relation to Jeffrey Epstein's crime. That's what the Attorney General was referring to, and I'll let her speak for that. But again, when it comes to...
Wait a minute. Wait a dang minute. What happened? I can't believe Epstein killed himself right before he was about to be acquitted due to a complete lack of evidence. Yeah, that's so crazy when you think about it, actually. Yeah, it seems like there was no evidence
whatsoever, and he just felt kind of bad. There was a big stack of papers, and the papers were all empty, okay? It's interesting because they're not even doing the Democrats or the pedophile route on this one. They're not even doing the Democrat liberal elite were the pedophiles, and the Republicans are, like, they didn't even sanitize the list to, like, remove the Republican names from it or whatever. They just straight up are like, nope, no list exists. J.D. Vance in 2021. What possible interest would the U.S. government have in keeping Epstein's clients secret? ... Oh, Jack Posobiec, are you paying attention yet? DOJ and Ghislaine Maxwell's lawyers have made a deal that her little black book of contacts will never be made public. If you're a journalist and you're not asking questions about this case, you should be ashamed of yourself. What purpose do you even serve? I'm sure there's a middle-class teenager somewhere who could use some harassing right now, but maybe try to do your job once in a while. Yeah, a post-mortem acquittal to Jeffrey Epstein. We were so wrong. Further evidence that if Jeffrey Epstein actually didn't die, didn't get killed, he could have just done the podcaster route and became a prominent fixture of Republican politics, and therefore, he could have had his reputation sanitized. And all of these guys would be talking about how Sigma grindset he is and how dope he actually is. He was just actually just an ephebophile and not a pedophile. Like, all these people would probably be doing that. That was, of course, J.D. Vance in 2021 when he was not the vice president. Remember that. Now that he is the vice president, I'm sure he has a very different approach to it.
Attorney General Pam Bondi, back in February, was asked if the Justice Department intended to release a list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Bondi saying this.
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that.
So have you seen anything that you said, oh my gosh?
Not yet.
And just last month, while feuding with President Trump, Elon Musk posting, time to drop the really big bomb. At real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, Donald J. Trump. But Musk later deleted that.
Guys, don't look at that. Musk deleted it. Elon Musk deleted that, okay? So it's not, you shouldn't
It's not
do
real.
that.
It's not
I
real.
mean, come on now. I mean, who amongst us hasn't accused their partner in crime of being a participator in an international sex trafficking scheme? It happens, you know?
Yeah, like, what's the fight between brothers?
It's so crazy because, like, this is the one thing that will brick some of the Trump camp. I said this before. I said this last time they, like, did this, like, brief release, right? Where it was nothing at all. Remember when all of the MAGA influencers they brought into the White House were, like, all celebrating, like, libs of TikTok? We're all celebrating about, like, oh, Jeffrey Epstein stuff, it's coming out. This administration is so based. They're so based. You don't understand. Like, this is the one thing that those guys will actually not forgive nor forget. You can't create a base of support from conspiracy theorists, as the Trump admin did, and then have them not expect anything. You have to give them something. Like, it's the same with the anti-war people, right? If you run a campaign aggressively on being anti-war, some people are going to pay attention to that. Some people are going to believe that. So when you say you're going to be based in anti-war, and then you don't actually turn around and be based in anti-war, some people will get frustrated with that. I know people who are ironically also on the Jeffrey Epstein conspiracy side, which is not even like a conspiracy theory in my opinion, it's just the truth. They're going to be frustrated with this. They're going to be like, where the f is the info? What is this? What the hell is going on? Yeah, Bradley Martin is the example I was thinking of. For sure. And there are plenty of people like him. You have to remember, a part of the reason why I do this is because, like, there are a lot of people in the real world who operate like this.
Today we're talking about Jeffrey Epstein, the big update. He said that he had no client list and offed himself. That's according to Axios in a big scoop. They apparently got a wanted document from the U.S. DOJ and FBI. Joint statement.
Guys, you don't understand. So he was trafficking in no one and killed himself for no reason. Yeah. You don't understand. He was trafficking for no one, and he was just doing it for the love of the game. He was just like a serial sex trafficker and pedophile, but just for himself. And all of the people that were, that he was hanging out with, like, they all just happened to really like his vibes, and they were not clients of his. The hours and hours and hours of videotapes that were uncovered in the raid, because his house, all of his houses were taped, okay? All of his houses had a ton of security cameras, and there were hours and hours of tapes that were recovered from these raids, and the tapes were named, Like, the tapes had names on them. He was just a guy who loves videography. He was just doing it for the love of the game. He was not filming people in his mansion doing sex crimes. Those people were just there because they loved chilling with Jeffrey. And they had no idea that he was a pedophile, even though he went to jail for it.
And then, you know, Kash Patel goes on Joe Rogan and says, hey, there ain't no videos. If I had a video of a guy on an island committing a felony, don't you think you know about it?
Again, logical play out. If there was a video.
Yeah, come on, Joe, don't you trust me? Literally the least trustworthy looking person that they could have found to do this. This was so funny because, like, Kash Patel always looks stressed up. He just looks so unimaginably stressed, possibly on some kind of upper. Like, he could be telling you what he ate at lunch, and I'd be like, dude, I don't think you ate whatever you're saying. You just look like a liar. No matter what you say, you look like you're a liar. But then, on top of that, the things he was saying on the Joe Rogan Experience were so crazy that even the Joe Rogan fans were like, yeah, this is not gonna blow our vote, you know? Trust me, Joe, do I look like an untrustworthy person to you? Mm-hmm. Do I look like, as a part of the FBI's directive, I can hide information from a potential member and asset of the intelligence community that was engaging in a high-profile sex trafficking and blackmail operation, Joe? I would know! That sounds like, nah, no shot, dog. These definitely hiding.
Some guy. Felon. On an island. Don't you think you'd say it?
No. What have you done that would cause us to even have any confidence in you? What have you said or done that would instill confidence in you? You literally look like the least secure man in America, the least trustworthy man in America.
So there already was a wedge with what we were sort of told we're going to get versus when they come out and say, a little bit more of the finger wagging at the conspiracy theorists, which is ironic given that both Kash Patel and Dan Bongino have now come out saying there's nothing to see here, guys. We're saying, oh, there's a lot to see here before they got it.
Who killed Jeffrey Epstein?
This doesn't look right. It doesn't look like a suicide.
It's unbelievable. The guy killed himself.
Now, maybe that...
Yeah, one of the funniest aspects of this is literally that the people that also played a formative role in the public increasing their curiosity. And I think this was a mistake. I think they legit thought, as long as we have these, like, conspiracy theory guys that have developed significant audiences in these spaces, as long as they are the primary communicators, people will trust them. People will just believe whatever they say, not realizing that people care about this. Like, they care about a lot more than they care about Dan Bongino. Why would they even give about Dan Bongino? Who cares about Dan Bongino? The only reason why these people even developed an interest in what Dan Bongino was about was because he seemingly was trying to arrive at the truth.
That because they did a deep dive and they're just being honest with people.
Again, you want me to... I've seen the whole fight. He killed himself.
But I think you deserve criticism if you're going to engage in this type of conspiracy.
Also, yeah, I mean, listen, coffee, you're not thinking about how much Dan Bongino has suffered, okay? Think about how much Dan Bongino has suffered. I feel like this is really messed up, that CoffeeZilla is hitting him with this.
I gave up everything for this. I mean, you know, my wife is struggling and everything. I'm not a victim. I'm not Jim Comey. It's fine. I did this and I'm proud I did it. But if you think we're there for tea and crumpets, well, I mean, Kash is there all day. We share it. Our offices are linked. He turns on the faucet. I hear it. He's there he gets in like 6 o'clock in the morning. He doesn't leave till 7 at night.
Yeah, dude. I was a podcaster. You know, I was working in the trenches. Now I have to be in a tiny office, and I have to hear Kash Patel drop the nastiest in the room next door. Think about how terrible this is. Why does nobody care? Why doesn't anybody care about me? I don't get to see my family anymore. I used to see them when I was podcasting.
You know, I'm in there at 7:30 in the morning. He uses the gym. I work out in my apartment. But I stare at these four walls all day in D.C., you know, by myself, divorced from my wife. Not divorced, but I mean separated, divorced. And it's hard. I mean, you know, we love each other, and it's hard to be apart.
But you're doing some great work. You straightened out the FBI, you're moving buildings. There's a lot of change.
Again, one more thing.
He gave up everything for this, dude. I need you to understand something here. It's like, whichever the next Democratic administration is, like, put me in charge of the FBI, okay? If I'm the deputy director of the FBI. Like, quite literally, in order for you to understand how psychotic this is, it's as though Democrats came back in charge, and then they put my ass as the deputy director of the FBI, okay? Because that's him. Dan Bongino is the me on the other side. Think about how psychotic that is. Anyway, let's get back to the primary purpose of why they did this and how much of a failure it's been so far.
Thinking, and then when it's convenient for you, you expect the trust of the people. If you're the one saying, like, hey, those guys can't be trusted, you become that guy, and you go, well, guys, you can trust me, right? When I'm going to say the exact same thing everyone's been saying this whole time. That's why it's so stupid. I mean, you guys set up all the wrong expectations. You told us we're going to reveal the truth, and now they're saying there's nothing to see here, and shame on you for thinking there was. And once again, this is more self-contradiction, because in this statement, we actually find immediately first page, second paragraph, saying that there's a large volume of images of Epstein, images and videos of victims who are either minors or appear to be minors. My question is, there's no one else in this statement.
Yeah, he was the one who was just doing all of the pedophilia. All of the people that have frequented his houses, they were always there for the vibes alone. Like, they were not there for the things that Jeffrey Epstein was doing. And also, given the density over numerous years, given the amount of times, like the amount of hours recorded in these tapes, someone must have randomly encountered Jeffrey Epstein doing the deed, right? Even if he was just doing it himself.
That Epstein harmed over 1,000 victims. So you got 1,000 people, either some form of evidence that he harmed.
Like, what? This is what's so crazy. It's like 1,000 plus victims. So Jeffrey did it just himself. In what time frame? 1,000 victims. Jeffrey did it just himself. He was just like a serial. While he was doing it so frequently, none of the people that were constantly going in and out, none of the wealthy clientele, well, not clientele, sorry, wealthy friends of Jeffrey Epstein that were going in and out of his house ever encountered this. Like former Prime Minister of Israel, Ehud Barak, in 2016. Or even Kimball Musk, Elon Musk's brother, who was dating one of the girls that Jeffrey Epstein was flying around. Prince Andrew, Alan Dershowitz, Bill Clinton.
Epstein's around the most powerful people on the planet. 1,000 victims. Nobody else. There's images and videos, apparently. That's what they say. Nobody else is on camera, right? Because otherwise, that would mean that the FBI director went on Joe Rogan and told a lie, told a little fib.
If there was a video of some guy or gal committing felony on an island, and I'm in charge, don't you think you see it?
No, I don't. Why would we think that you would reveal information? What have you done so far that would lead us to believe that you would be an honest actor here? I don't think, and also I was right. We were right for now thinking you would actually reveal this information. Because, like, go back to the video that I did on the Joe Rogan Experience with Cash Patel and Joe Rogan.
Now, here's I gotta say, like, yeah, like, you just find the little notebooks that have the, like, every guy that did something wrong on it. Yeah, obviously, that's probably not going to exist, right? But if you have videos, here's the video, which is bad. That's a client, right? So, I just find it so hard to believe. I just don't believe. I'm going to be honest. I do not believe that you have so many videos, apparently enough to catalog over 1,000 victims, and not a single other person other than Epstein appeared on any of them, right? He's friends with all these famous people. He got rich, and nobody knows how he got rich. People suspect that it was some form of blackmail, but the FBI seems to basically say this is a conspiracy theory. They say perpetuating unfounded theories about Epstein serves neither of those ends of combating child exploitation and bringing justice to victims. You know, I actually agree with that. I do think we have to be careful not to jump to, conspiracy theories. The problem is when you release contradictory evidence, it makes people think that you're hiding stuff. Like that is not being helped in this release. I don't know if they're saying, oh, we're being so transparent here.
Seems like,
Come see me?
okay, to be fair to the FBI, I'm gonna say this once again, but like they worked really hard on this blackmail operation. So don't you think it's a little inappropriate to demand that they ruin years and years of sexual blackmail material that they worked actively to cultivate? They worked really hard on it. In their defense, they worked really hard on it, and you guys are just trying to fuck up the bag, and it's messed up, okay? It's messed up. Like, joint CIA Mossad operation is disrespectful, really. Yeah, it is. It's disrespectful to demand that they turn over their work.
Oh, good kitty. Look. Get your tail out of my face. A long tail. Wow.
Fate spared you this time. Let's make good on this chance.
$370. Nice money. Hey, kitty. Oh, leaving. Okay. I'm the star again. Hi. Oh, you came back, huh? Yeah. Oh, you just wanna move? Hi. Okay, kitty.
You just purchased GTA Online and have no idea what to do as a level 1. Well, today in this video, I will go over what you should do as a level 1 in GTA Online so you can start making millions of dollars and make any purchase you want. It's time for you to stop being a brokey and become a millionaire in GTA Online. So without further ado, let's jump into it. All right, so here we go. I am starting out as a level 1 on a new account, and I am going to show you exactly how to start out as a level 1, exactly what you need to do to start out with absolutely nothing in GTA Online and get to the point where you can make any purchase you want. But anyways, I'm creating my new character right here, and look at that. This is the new level 1 character right here. What is his name? Brokey. It makes so much sense because we're broke. We're absolutely broke right now. We have $0 to our name. All right, there's our beautiful mugshot, but there we go. We're going to be thrusted into Los Santos. All right, so here we go. We just loaded into a GTA Online session. We're an absolute level 1 broke boy. You can take a look in the top right hand corner. I have $0 to my name. You can look right in the middle. You can see I am a true level 1 with 0 XP with my name. And you can see in the top left hand corner, my username on this account, my new Xbox account, is going to be level 1 brokey. Because, well, that is probably the most true statement. Like, I'm only speaking facts right now. But we are going to change that. We are absolutely going to change that through the methods that I'm going to show you today in this video. And I'm actually going to be timing this too. So I'm going to start the timer right now. All right, clock is running. I have nothing. I have absolutely nothing right now. Oh, you know what I could do? All right, wait, yeah. All right, so first thing that you should do, right? You should go over Dynasty 8. Go and take a look at the property listings. And right now, all the properties are sorted from high to low. Let's sort from low to high. And look at this. You get a free garage. You get an absolutely free garage. And this is going to be important. So, yeah, let's go ahead and purchase this free garage. There we go. I purchased my free garage with $0. Now, we're not done yet, though, purchasing things. We're going to go to travel and transport. We're going to go down to Warstock Cash and Carry. We're going to sort by price. And look at this. Another free vehicle. We're going to get the Duke of Death. Now, this vehicle is armored. This vehicle can take homing missiles. I think it can take one homing missile shot, and then the second one will blow up. So this vehicle is actually pretty good. good, but it's not the best armored vehicle. But I mean, it shouldn't be. It's free. We purchased that, so we got ourselves a free vehicle and a free garage. And I technically really haven't even moved. So yeah, now we have a vehicle to our name. We'll wait for that to be delivered to our garage. But the reason I wanted to make this video is because that I want to make sure you guys, when you start out as a level 1, y'all don't waste your time just trying to learn how this game works the hard way. Like, this is a very complex game, and I think that's pretty obvious once you really start getting into it. So yeah, I don't want you wasting a ton of time just trying to build your account up when really it can be a lot easier for you. But also, I don't want you spending your hard-earned money on shark cards, because what's the point of that? You worked hard to make that money. Like, why would you spend it on like an in-game currency? It just doesn't make a lot of sense. And for those special people out there also, I definitely don't want you to use your mother's credit card to also purchase shark cards. So yeah, we're trying to avoid that right here. But I did just realize I am right next to something that can make me a little bit of money. We're right next to G's Cash. I wasn't really planning on this being literally right next to me as I spawned in, but this is great. This is great. We can absolutely just do this right now. So all you have to do is you walk into like this circle, and there's gonna be a package in this circle. So we just have to find wherever the heck this package is, and you're gonna have to listen out very closely. Like, if you start hearing a beeping, that means you're getting pretty close. Okay, I hear a beeping. Where are you? Oh, there it is. Okay, so the package looks like this right here. Oh, by the way, I guess I do start out with a pistol, but I don't have any ammo. But we're gonna change that really quickly. Anyways, we're gonna pick that up, and there we go. We already ranked up. We got $18,499 plus ammo and snacks. The snacks are very huge, and ammo's also very good. What ammo? I didn't get any ammo. What a lie. Anyways, so there we go. So now let's call in our vehicle. So in order to do that, pull up your interaction menu for Xbox users. It's the double square button. Hold that down. You go to manage vehicles, and then you can request personal vehicle. Okay, never mind. Why can't I guess I can't do that at the moment. Another way you can do it is go to your contacts, go down to mechanic, and then you can call in your personal vehicle. And then you'll just select the garage it's held in, and at this point you should have one garage. So you select that, and then you select your vehicle, which obviously is going to be the Duke of Death. We're going to be purchasing one more vehicle too. For right now, the Duke of Death is going to be our main vehicle. Okay, so we're inside of our Duke of Death right now, but there's 3 more things I actually want y'all to do. So first things first, we want to try to find this location right here. This is going to be the stash house. This could be anywhere on the map. It's currently here at the moment, which isn't great for us, but it is what it is. So let's just drive up there, and I'll show you what you got to do in here. But before we do that, we should go over to ammunition. So try to find any sort of map icon with this, just the gun on the map. That's going to be your gun store. So yeah, let's drive over to the gun store, and we can purchase ourselves some ammo. We can purchase ourselves a new weapon. All right, so here we go. We've made it over to ammunition. Let's walk on in. Let's head to the back, and let's go purchase ourselves a new weapon. So obviously, there's going to be a lot of these weapons that are going to be way out of our price range, or it's just still even locked. I think the best value at this point in the game is going to be the special carbine. I love the special carbine. It's only $14,000. We already have 18,000. Let's get that. Try to get as much ammo as possible. Okay, there we go. We don't need to get these special upgrades. Yeah, we don't need to yet. It's not 100% necessary. So yeah, we have ourselves a new weapon. We have the special carbine, and once we make it over to the stash house, which once again is going to be this thing right here, you'll really get to see how good the special carbine is. I mean, what? We're a level 2 now. We're technically a level 2. A level 2 already having a vehicle, already having a garage, and already having ourselves an AR. I mean, this is fantastic. It's a great start. Absolutely great start. All right, so here we go. We've made it over to the stash house. It's going to be like this blue circle right here. Just press right on the D-pad, and boom, you're entering the stash house. Okay, so now this is why we needed a good weapon, or at least a weapon. We have to take out dealers, and kind of tight corridors. This isn't the most efficient way to take out these dealers. I'm already on red health, and when we got the cheese cash earlier, the first thing that we did to make money, we got ourselves some snacks, and that's important for one reason, because you can actually consume snacks and you can increase your health. So you can see my health at the bottom left-hand corner is like half. It's like half. I'm at half health right now, so I can hold down left bumper to pull up the weapon wheel and press up on the D-pad, and boom, we're consuming snacks in our health increase right there. Anyway, so take out the rest of these people. Okay, there we go. Everyone's taken out. I don't need to break into the safe, but in order to break into the safe, we need a safe code. The safe code is going to be right here. It's going to be a yellow sticky note. It could be anywhere in this room. Like here it is for us. It's 241081. So y'all need to remind me what this code is in the comment section, but we need to put it in 241081. 4, 10, and then we put in 81. I really appreciate y'all reminding me in the comment section. That really helped me out. But there we go. We stole safe content, and all we gotta do, we just gotta leave. We just gotta get out of here. All right, so yeah, then it's gonna tell us to leave the area. Then once we leave the area, we'll get rewarded with our money. All right, and there we go. Stash house successfully raided. We made $31,000 off of that. So pretty decent, but I mean, trust me, later on in this video, we're gonna be making a lot more than $31,000. So make sure you stay tuned. $31,000 at this point. How long have I had the timer running? We've only been playing on this account for 11 minutes, just over 11 minutes at the moment. We already have ourselves a car, a new weapon, a garage, but then also we have $34,000 to our name. Okay, but next thing that we're gonna go to is gonna be pretty similar. It could be anywhere on the map, and you can do it every single day. This is gonna be the Junk Energy Time Trial, and it's gonna be back in the city for us. So yeah, let's go over to this and let's get started with that. But back to the stash house though, real quick. The stash house as a low level, or at least before you have like some sort of passive business, which we'll talk about
Out of
passive
ammo
businesses later on in this video. But before we get ourselves a passive business, you'll just be rewarded with cash. If you have a passive business, then you can get supplies for that business while doing the stash house raid. Probably really confusing at the moment just because you're new to this game, but just know right now you can make like $30,000. But anyways, we are here at the Junk Energy Time Trial. Start this up and I'll show you exactly what you gotta do. So we are on this bike, on this electric bike, and yeah, you have the opportunity to boost with this. You just press down on the left analog stick, you can boost. Okay, I did not mean to boost into the back of a car. That is on me. I am probably gonna fail this, so if you wreck like me, just hold down Y and you can restart. But yeah, another tip for a Junk Energy Time Trial, just because you're a low level, your stamina isn't as good. Your stamina isn't as good. So at the end of this, your stamina is really going to be like, hey, if you just keep repeatedly tapping the A button. So what I would recommend you do is every time you boost, you just hold down the A button. Just make sure you're not tapping while you're boosting, because that'll save a little bit of stamina, and that could come in handy. But anyways, we're just trying to complete this within a minute and 20 seconds, which we should be able to do, but it's going to be a little bit close. Okay, that really pissed me off. That just slowed down all my momentum. Thank you, game. And here we go. We're actually pretty close to the end. Boost one more time, and boom, there we go. All right, so we got $51,000 off that, so that's good. But we still have one more thing that I'm actually going to get into before we jump into our really, really good money-making method. We just need a little bit of money. We just need a little bit of money to just get started. But anyways, the final thing that we're going to do is we're going to go over here, and this is going to be the Diamond Casino. So yeah, let's head on over to the Diamond Casino. And you're probably thinking to yourself right now, like, Dr. Crush, why are we going to the Diamond Casino? Are we going to be gambling? No, you're not going to be gambling. You're going to be coming over to the Diamond Casino to take advantage of something that you can do absolutely free for every single day. And as a low level, it's actually pretty beneficial. So yeah, anyways, we have made it over to the Diamond Casino, and then you get thrown into this cutscene. So you get thrown into this cutscene pretty much explaining like everything about the Diamond Casino and whatnot. I mean, it doesn't really matter for what we're doing, so I'm going to talk to you about something. Now, if you have the expanded and enhanced version of GTA Online on PS5 or Xbox Series XS, then you can actually start out in GTA Online a little bit better than the exact method that I'm doing. The exact method that I'm doing right here will be applicable to anyone playing GTA Online. So that includes anyone playing on old-gen console or anyone playing on PC. But if you're on the expanded and enhanced version, you'll start out with $4 million, but then you can select like one of 4 businesses that you can purchase. You're forced to spend $1 million of the $4 million to pretty much invest into your account, which is actually really, really nice. But I'm not going to be going over that in this episode. And also, I'm not going to be going over anything to do with anxious judgment. That's another thing that can make a lot of money really, really quick. When I did the video last year, I went over anxious judgment stuff, but for the people that are on PC and can constantly rock with the advantage of the HSW stuff, I think PC maybe later on in 2025 you'll have the opportunity, but old-gen consoles definitely will not. So yeah, I just wanted to give the basis just for anyone playing GTA Online. I make a video later on how to start out at level 1 if you have the expanded and enhanced version of GTA Online, just because it's going to be a lot easier. It's going to be a lot easier over time for you to start out with because you get that $4 million boost. But anyways, let's finish that cutscene. So you need a personal message by pressing a button. Okay, there we go. We spent $500, but we got a membership and $5,000 for it. But anyways, 24 hours. There's many different options on here. You can earn a vehicle, the free vehicle. You can earn money. You can earn clothing, RP, chips, a discount. Anyways, let's take a look at that vehicle. What is the vehicle? I don't even. What is that vehicle? I don't even know off the top of my head. I do not understand that. Let's figure it out. Let's just land on vehicle, shall we? We'll just spin the wheel. Yeah, 24 hours so you can get something absolutely free. What do we get? What do we get? We are getting clothing. Great. That's exactly what I want. Right? Yeah. Okay, so that's obviously not what we want. We don't want clothing. We pretty much want money, chips, or vehicle. Those are the three that we really want. But anyways, we have 5,000 chips. Don't forget, get your visitor bonus. You get your visitor bonus for 1,000 chips. And now we have 6,000 chips. Oh, then you can click Y to trade in your chips right there. And boom, you make $6,000. You're not even a gambler. Here's the game. You walk away from the casino with money, not even gambling. Get the fuck out! Look at this new thing. This is the game that there we go. We have ourselves this nice ship. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're actually going to go back.
Oh, he killed that guy, so it's my kill. It's my kill. Here it comes. All mine. Oh. Yeah, bitch. Sorry, Suicide 7. I ran out of ammo.
We're going to change that right here.
Hey, Sacco.
While driving. So let's head over here. And the best weapon that we can purchase while in a vehicle at the moment is going to be $6,250. Purchase that, get full ammo. Yeah, let's head back over to the special carbine too, since I have a little bit more money. I'll upgrade this a little bit more. There we go. We have ourselves now the machine pistol and the special carbine. That's really all you need. You don't really need anything. But now before we actually get into our money-making method, head down over here. Head down over to this icon.
Where is this Ferris
Premium
Scout?
Deluxe Motorsport. Head over here. I'm going to show you what we're going to be doing. Okay, so we made it over to Premium Deluxe Motorsport, and I mean, that's all the gear that we can purchase. We're not purchasing any of these. We need to go over here, and I don't know why this thing that I was trying to show you was anyway, you can see right there, there's like a snack ball, and we're going to take advantage of this snack ball. Snack ball, you press right on the D-pad to grab some snacks, and then, yeah, you can purchase your snacks. You grab your snacks right here, so I'm going to take all the meteorites, and then I guess we'll take a pack of...
I'll go back to St. Anne and I'll just dump.
Help us. But there we go, we have full snacks, so...
I ran out of ammo, so it was so annoying. So annoying. I'm going to go manage cargo. I love this stupid game. I don't really care what happens. I just want to sink ships. I really don't care. Manage cargo, dump all of it except for that, yeah, all the rest of that crap or whatever. No, yeah, just, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, and then what was it? Space, yeah. I need cannonballs. Can't take that many. Hey, kitty. Come see me. Oh, it's a good kitty. I love you. Oh, kitty butt. I can't get a good angle with this camera stand. It's so annoying. Not with my face anyways. It's from the kitty's point of view. Oh, no, you're off camera. Look at my messy couch. Water looks good. Oh, kitty butt. Okay, I gotta lower this amount of balls by about that much. Yeah, probably about that much, right? Yeah, and then that guy, sort by value. Yeah, and then like anything up here, cannonballs, and what is this now? Stop that. Okay, I don't know. Manage cargo. Okay, I think we're good. Let's depart. Oops. Set sail. Oh, look at the kitty. She's so cute. Damn, that ship looks fucking awesome. Requiem. That ship looks awesome. I'm gonna have a ship like that one day. Avasti dogs. This stupid bounty quest is so annoying. As usual, I was sailing forward without watching where I was going. Fucking beautiful. Nope. Beautiful. No. I like Skull and Bones. It's a good game. For how cheap I got it. Whoa. Whoa. like the yellow gauges and the music reader and stuff. Yeah, it is pretty cool. I guess I'll get out. Oh, I gotta go to ammunition. Damn it. Go back. There's a liquor store. Can I stop there? Will you sell me food or whatever?
My friend, there is so... Welcome.
Hello. Thank you.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, good God, no.
Nope. 2 stars, motherfucker. I didn't want 2 stars. I didn't do anything. Hey, kitty. Oh, I'm gonna put it back on my face now. But I didn't do anything. Go, motherfucker, go. No. I'm supposed to be in first person, go. There we go. Nice, I got some RP for that, running the cops. Aw, kitty. You're so cute. It's the fusion of owner and cat. Oh, hello, kitty. Listen to you purr. You're such a happy kitty. Such a happy kitty. Happy, happy kitty. Ugh. What?
Yes, we're open.
I don't know. What? They're all Star Citizen, aren't they? They're all kind of Star Citizen. I have $490. I'm just gonna put it away, I think. Or no, I don't know. Can I call a cab? But I came in here to like purchase like items and stuff, and I want to buy. I'm gonna take my car. Hurry up, you. I'm gonna take my car to the ammunition. I don't want to get cops on the way. Ah, get out of my way, you stupid Hyundai motherfucker. Get out. Whoa, you startled me, kitty.
My panic room is state of the art.
That's all I can do. I like
There
that
should
gun.
be at least 3 more Second Amendments.
I kind of agree.
Excellent choice.
But then I'm progressive. He's right. There needs to be more amendments. It's alt-right and it's crazy. Some libertarians would probably agree with me. But I mean, I'm all left and I believe that, like, if they want that, they can have that. But they must uphold those laws. Like, digitally, if you violate it, digitally you should be reported to a judge. You understand? Like, just like a game. If you violate it, you get digitally reported to a judge and you gotta pay a fine or go to jail or something. Because it's way too easy to commit crime and get away with it. I don't know. And so, yeah, 2 more amendments on guns might be good. Just more sane ones than what we currently have. What the hell's happening here? Oh yeah, there's some murder scene or something, right? Yeah, like we keep seeing this and they're like, nothing's here. Wait, did I get in this crappy car? I did, I got in this crappy car. Go back and get the real car. Well, okay, so now I think I've got full armor, full health. Do you think the time it takes a reliquary siphon to remove the ricochet should be shortened than the current 45 minutes? Yes. Oh, look, I can buy the parachute now.
Oh, they're coming all right. I'll let you decide who they are.
Cool, it's just like, yeah, nice upgrades, but I don't need it. I just need a parachute. Yep, micro SMG, SMG. Drum mag. I don't need to finish, though. Works for me. Okay, and, oh, and yeah, we got the rounds we need for this thing. Yes, we do. I like this bullpup rifle. I think it's pretty good.
At any time.
Yeah, agreed. We'll buy some armor since we're here.
Thanks. Come back soon.
Well, then cap me off and buy another one. Okay, go in and start farming wood. When I bought my house and I got away from the harassment all the time, I liked Mortal a lot more. And I live near the city. Like Rust. You know, I was going to play the Rust wipe and I never did. Maybe I should go play the Rust wipe. I don't know. What am I doing right now? Oh, I'm in the city because some asshole killed me. So never mind. I came into the wrong game. I'm going to log into Rust. Rust and GTA at the same time is so sinful. It's like awesome. Alright, so we're full loaded out. I want to go back to the bunker. And I want to, I don't know, I want to take like a cab if you'll give me one. But I don't think you can. You're so dumb. Yes, call the cab. So now,
The car's been sent. Should be with you soon.
oh yeah, well yeah, right. I'll believe it when I see it. I've never seen a GTA 5 cab come, so yeah, I'll buy it when I fucking see it. Why can't you send a cab? It's really affecting my fucking performance. Why can't you send a cab? I might as well go to single player at that point. It's because it's online and it's janky.
I'm afraid no cars will be able to make it at this time.
Yeah, I wonder why. Let's go to the cab company and see if we can fix that or whatever. I don't know. Bad conditions. Maybe I want to go back and do a delivery of, or I'll steal some goods is what I'll do. I don't know, it's bad conditions. $10,000. So I'm not gonna do that again. But I learned. Gonna go in there and do a stealing mission. Steal something. Yeah, I'll load some rust. Hey kitty, I'm sorry. I know you're unhappy. I'm gonna turn off the lights in here. Maybe that'll help you a little bit. See if you feel safer. Yeah, maybe the lighting is bothering you too, huh? It's like getting towards nighttime, babe. I need you to chill the fudge out. Chill the fudge out, kitty. Yeah, you heard about a near, and I need you about there, man. Down there. Chill the fuck out, kitty. Yep, chill the fuck out, kitty. Kitty, please don't yell. It's really mean. Yeah, I know you're unhappy, babe. I'm sorry. $75,000 out. I just want to see what happens. Oh, I can sell for 234. Oh, good. Multiple vehicles. Oh, pretty kitty. I love you.
Okay, these buyers can't be seen to touch down on U.S. soil, so they're picking up the shipments at altitude. Get your Marshall off-roader and get to the site.
Really? Oh. Do I have to fight? This is gonna suck, isn't it? Shut up, you. What the hell was that? Ah, a dog. Oh, well. Whoa. Really? I was gonna do this on my own. Whoa. But can I just, like, stop this mission? Do I lose? Yeah, like, I want to start that mission again. I think I lost stock there. No, there we go. I don't want harassment.
Here Merryweather goes again, pissing in our soup. Get the weapons to the buyers and look out for those private security goons. Maybe good to have someone manning the gun on the insurgent too.
Manning the gun on the insurgent. Oh yeah, I'll just get off. Can I, like, how do I switch? when I'm in a vehicle and I need a switch, how do I do it? GTA 5 Online, how to switch to gunner's seat. Okay, so the passenger can switch, but the driver can't. I can't see in that mode because it's an armored truck. Or I don't know, I guess I can. I can see enough, but it's annoying. It's RP. Oh, I have to go to it in the vehicle. I want to check the settings again because I feel like stuff changed. There, see, it keeps turning on ray tracing. Apply changes. Yes. There, much better. Why? Why won't you get in the gunner seat? Get in the gunner seat, piece of shit. Get in the gunner seat. Get in the gunner seat. Get in the gunner seat. You're so bad. You're so bad. What? Did I lose the mission? No. Probably not. Oh, that's so many guys. I'm gonna get $200,000 for turning this stuff in. It has a good system for making money. You like wait a couple of days and then you get like some shipments stored up, and then you do something like this on the private server where you just, and it doesn't matter if you die. It's more that you it's more that you finish it in time. Can't flip the truck. What? I'm dead. For what? I had a full armor and full health. I got hit. I got hit by a fucking pedestrian. Death is part of this. Where are these guys? What? I can't. This thing's either totaled or something. I don't know. See, and this was the sort of experience I had when I first started playing GTA Online. Oh, maybe that's not the right vehicle is what it is. Oh, okay, never mind. Merryweather. Oh! Okay. Okay, where's he? What? I'm out of armor, I think. Okay, that's 3 of the 5. I got enough time. This will be how I get my sub. I see now that being a business owner is good. I like their little MMO system. It's good. It's better than Rust, maybe. Oh, did I falter out? Yeah, I didn't even log in. Yeah, go again. Try again. I had this timed mission, unfortunately. Please move. Hey, it's raining. That's very, very good. Please do something. Please move, please move, please move. Please get on this. Why won't you get on this? Please get up here. Nope. I don't know. I don't know. I'm dead. Piece of shit ass fucking developers won't even let you fucking do anything. I tried. I don't know, just kill them all. Please give me a good gun, or I don't know. Please give me something. There, that's better. And then I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's take care of him first. Did you give me the firework launcher again? Yes, you did. Ah! Before I could even do anything, I'm dead. Nice. Your cumbersome ass fucking UI and problems. What? At least the chopper isn't shooting me from the sky anymore. Please change. Dickheads. Gonna make it, and I'm gonna make a lot of money. This is a good game. Spent a lot of time on this game, maybe. Build a personal empire here. Buy out every vendor like normal. Get a Kasaka sub and warp around the city. Deaths don't matter because you just spawn nearby, you just hack away at it. It's more about whether you brought enough ammo and armor to do it. You can go to a private server where there's no harassment if you don't want it. They're not interested in making it painful or shitty. They just want you to spend time. It's far better designed than Once Human. I wish it had base building, but the submarine being mobile is sort of like base building to me. It's bases in boats, so it'll do just like a tugboat. Oh, I hate that sound. What? What? Oh. Nice, that was it. All I have to do is get out now. Oh, I guess I just leave the area. Alright. They left me a Jeep. Sweet. Get in the Jeep. Leave the area. Okay. You want me to just leave the area? Okay. Why aren't you dead? Respawn. I want to hear that sound. Well, if I could call a cab. You know, I was a taxi driver for 13 years. Your cabs better work in GTA 6 Online, I swear to God. They aren't, are they? They're not going to work any better than they do here. Yes, it was, motherfucker. Yes, it was. There's a respray right here. Maybe if I just respray, it lets me out of it. I'm just gonna jack this fucking car. Hey, kitty, come see me. Don't freak out and don't yell, please. Hi. Yeah, just come and see me and I'll pay attention to you when you're unhappy. Yeah, like that. Good girl, I love you. Yeah, good girl. I approve. I approve, good kitty, yeah. Just come see me. I'm your master now. Your daddy's dead. You had him for 14 years something. But I'm your new master and I'll be here for about, you know, another 5 or 6. Yes, there it is. 216,000. Nice. 332, 261. Nice. Okay, so that was fun, but it was a hassle, and it's the only bit of this that I want to do. I feel like I just want to go to a store just to make sure I'm not carrying a lot of money.
Look at that. All deliveries received. Now let's just hope they know how to use them, right?
Stealing the railgun was actually kind of hard. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want a high demand cost. I just want my money, and I don't want to be harassed. Oh, there's the ammunition. I need that. Yo. So, oh good, all my money is in the bank, yeah.
You've racked up some more ammunition rewards points.
I wish. Used a lot of rockets on this one. That's everything. Ooh, high altitude shoot. Kind of expensive. Desert shoot, shadow shoot, airborne shoot. Anyways, so
Look at you two together.
oh, is there rocket launcher stuff over there? Yeah, like, oh no, I guess not. Huh? Did I upgrade the rocket launcher? Yes. Okay. So thank you. Now we go buy from a store down the road with this crappy mini car. But at least it's not walking. Now I can pay attention to Rust without, like, but it's dark. And that doesn't really benefit me. I'm out in the middle of the nowhere and I don't appear to have a spawn. I thought I put a bag down, but maybe somebody stole the ship. I don't know. Let's see. When I respawned, I didn't see it. So didn't I put a bag down in a ship? Somebody must have popped the wood doors. I don't care. I'll just build a base. A nondescript 2x1. Probably do fine in there. Fuck was this? Whoa. Yogi. Seems fair. Why won't you turn around? You're so annoying. Why? Why won't you, like... I don't understand what you're doing. Stop. Stop.
Hola. I didn't know we still had this.
Stunt race. I'm on the moon. But I can do that. That's cool. It, like, it pops, even in a private session, it pops, like, multiplayer stuff if you want to do it. It's actually, like, one of the better MMOs made. And I've never given it the time I should have. I can't wait to get into a submarine and do my submarine RP. Okay, guys, I think this is the end of the night for me. I just landed 300 grand or whatever, and I think that's a pretty good day. I'm gonna log off this game, or I don't know. Maybe I'll play some Rust. I'll play some Rust. It's fun, but I am gonna get off of GTA 5 now. Yeah, you. No, you. Turn off lossless. You can't. It's so annoying. Turn off lossless, you. You, unscale. You, I want you to close. Just close. Yes. Oh, it's a good kitty. Yeah. Can't you just be happy, kitty? You're half domesticated. You kill mice all day. You live a good kitty life. You should just be happy. You have somebody who loves you. Oh no, the pop jumped. Wait, why did I DC in the first place? Oh. Damn it. Okay, I want to go to history and I want to bet on my own stuff. There we go. And, oh, I didn't finish my yogurt. I probably should. Swamp. Harbor. Ooh, drop. Cloth. Cloth's good. I wonder if a tugboat's there. Bullets, but I mean, not really too helpful. But I mean, it's helpful to pop right on top of it, yeah. That's harbor, though, isn't it? Or at least on the way to it, yeah. Either way from this, I think, from this lighthouse is harbors. And I had a tugboat, but maybe somebody took it. And I hope they did farm sulfur or whatever. Here's a spawn. That's helpful. This is a good place to spawn at. Put something on while I run forever.
Liberty in the M&M store too.
I did meet the Akiway guy in LA at the face party. He was there. I am trying to collab with him. I'm trying to link up and build.
Yeah.
He's got great stage presence. Yeah. Yeah, so I might do that. You'll be hitting me up to be like, yo, can I get it the Akiway?
Yeah, you're right. Actually,
you'll be like, come on.
Actually, I do want access to the Akiway guy.
Oh no, I meant.
But before we do
yeah.
that, I wanted to get started on the Epstein files real quick. So as we were talking about earlier,
maybe.
Jeffrey Epstein, innocent. Finally, the truth has come out.
Exonerated.
He was just.
It's a shame himself. He was suffering. Check on your friends, folks.
Yeah.
All right. Check on your depressed friends.
Check on your billionaire friends.
They just let him rot, and it was the guilt of knowing he was going down as an innocent man who never had with children or trafficked
and
them.
who had no leverage whatsoever.
Yeah.
A guy who just, who had no, who didn't know anything about anybody.
Yeah.
Who was really, when you think about it, perfectly disposable.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What do you know?
Yeah.
What do you know?
I do love the argument that they're presenting now, though, which is that, no, you don't understand. He was like a fiend. He loved doing pedophilia just for himself.
Just for him.
And
he had a whole island just to. He couldn't come in his townhouse.
Yeah, and when he flew people, there's actually a big misconception. He wasn't flying people to chill with them. He was flying them to get them away from him.
Get him away.
Exactly.
So
big misconception.
What's the
Well, those were all the heroes that might have stopped his pedophilia.
Yeah. Why not
pedophilia?
Chris Tucker. They would have stopped. They were so stridently anti.
But then
he needed them on an island so he could kids in America.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys don't know about that
He was in
stuff.
Palm Beach on Little St. James,
Yeah.
It was actually perfectly cool. That weird little room or whatever. Remember that with the gold dome or whatever?
Of course.
Actually, just a yoga room.
Just a place.
Just a
He's
place to
spiritual
stretch.
guy.
Yeah.
But I do like the argument that they're presenting now, which is that he was the one who was just abusing thousands of victims
with his little egg-shaped penis.
Yeah, and nobody else, make no mistake. After years and years of being there are hard drives, terabytes of footage of all of the blackmail that he had accrued over the years, but also simultaneously this implies that former Prime Minister of Israel Ehud Barak in 2016 was just visiting him because he's a chill guy.
He's a cool guy.
What the?
And he didn't know he was just. He loves math because, as we all know, Epstein, one of the great mathematicians of our time. And they were probably just talking about theorems and that kind of
One
stuff.
kid, two kid, No, I think with part of what I I was actually in a Hulu documentary about Victoria's Secret.
Oh hell yeah!
And my talk about Epstein's relationship with the guy who owned Victoria's Secret, Les Wexner, and how essentially part of what one of the angles that the documentary took, and that Epstein was the counterparty that he was partners with and had transacted huge cumulatively seemingly in the billions of dollars of transactions, and it's all really murky, but they're with people who are Leon Black at Apollo, a very powerful person in the world of private equity. Les Wexner, who was the head of these the Limited, which owned Victoria's Secret and other stuff. And it's all right. So nobody's really good at talking about or understanding the extent of what his financial activities were that generated these things.
Yeah.
But he was just really good at trafficking kids for himself.
Right.
Yeah. There's no connection there that he had all this income.
Well, he's probably just a really good day trader. You know, he probably just was smart.
He was probably early on E-Trade.
He was early on E-Trade.
He taught at Dalton, and he met really smart bros there. Hey, tips.
Yeah, it's just a coincidence that he trafficked hundreds, if not thousands, of children, and that he, at the same time, through a completely separate way, made millions of dollars.
Yeah, no, that's
if you have thousands of individual victims that are children and young adults and whatnot going in and out of your homes, okay? And you also simultaneously are constantly engaging with some of the elite in society. At some point, they're gonna see the kids.
Right.
Nothing adds up.
Yeah.
In this story, and I like the idea that they're just trying to move away from this now. They're don't ask any questions. This is what I wanted to talk about because yesterday people started getting really frustrated because they have tuned up their audiences to basically really care about this for understandable reasons. I think it's an important story. But now they're basically going, oh, well, we're in power, and also some of our faves are implicated.
Exactly.
Shut the
That's
fuck up.
exactly right.
Well, I think ultimately though it's not gonna. I wish it would matter. It doesn't fucking matter. They don't give a fuck.
I think this might actually cause a little bit of fissure in the Trump base.
I mean, I don't think by itself it does, but I think it does indicate that, like, for example, like, look, like most people who voted for Donald Trump, like, they probably even like Israel or whatever. I don't think that they signed up for, like, endless blood funnel.
Sure.
And, like, the same goes for, like, they didn't sign, you know, like, they were, you know, like, they all fell for it in different ways, but, like, I don't think any of them individually are going to be, like, the thing that breaks the dam in any meaningful way. But, like, over time, like, especially, like, once Trump goes...
Once Trump goes, it's all...
Exactly. Like, it just shows how shallow this is.
Yeah,
that, like,
that's definitely
none of
true.
this... Like, the most durable thing is, like... it's like this guy's big victories.
Yeah.
You know, on vaccines. Like, it's like
Which
that...
they don't even really give a
and
fuck
tariffs,
about.
you know, and molesting the money and whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think this clearly I mean, you're right, because this is the one thing that kind of kept the... This is the one thing that unites everyone. Because it's like QAnon, it's like anti-establishment, it's like, you know, whatever you want to say, everyone is anti-Semites, a big part of the base. It unites everybody, but I agree with you. It might not be, it's not enough on its own. I just feel like, I don't know, man. We've seen it. Nothing stops this.
It is, but it is like, I think part of like what it breeds, which is like, you know, like Trump and right and like all those people, like they rose in response to like incredibly cynical times. They themselves, like the cynicism that they then practice is like having like the same effect on like the people who are like not politically of age yet, but who might otherwise be like raging conservative. Like to me, it's all just like part of like the gradual process of which like like morally bankrupt thing like, you know, burns itself out. On evil or whatever it is, you know, like, I mean, to be reductive about it.
Felix has an alternative approach. Natalie Wynn ContraPoint says, people are really not familiar with the basic facts of the Epstein case. All the victims who testified at Maxwell's trial said they were trafficked to Epstein himself, who abused them with Maxwell's assistance. Okay? And Felix also doubles down and says, yup, source of his wealth, he won the lottery every day. With extensive contacts in multiple governments, he met them randomly on Omegle. Internal JP Morgan emails, creepypasta.
Okay, so it's also like funny to like single out Ghislaine Maxwell there because like she radiates like a glow rod, like, you know, even more than he does in a lot of ways.
She's like a generational spy. Like she comes from like her father was the OSS. Like it's not like
wait, she's in jail right now?
Yeah. Also innocent.
Free her. She's
also innocent. Well, Trump. Remember when she went to jail? Trump.
Well, I also remember
she's a fine lady. I've met her.
People forget like, the interim period when like before like they arrested her or whatever when she was like in some random house in New England. With a younger like husband or partner who was some random like shipping company executive. It was all very. Life moves too fast sometimes, man.
Yeah.
This was like not that long ago, but it really does feel like a lifetime ago.
I know.
It's so bizarre.
And that story in particular, like, this is the thing that made me understand how boomers feel about JFK. Because, like, you know, it's a fun conspiracy as a young person, but, like, I wasn't around for it. It doesn't mean as much to me. Like, it's watching the movies, it's fun. This is the thing where I'm like, he did himself, man. Like, I'm here. I know how the world works. And I totally, I'm like, yes, I will be talking about this and sounding insane to my children.
And you know, every media outlet is like, no, you don't understand. He was really sad.
Yeah.
No, you don't get it.
Well, it was the first time in his life he had gone even a couple days without a child.
Yeah.
And you don't know the toll that takes on
I mean, or it's like, look, like, let's say he did himself. Like, I've seen The Godfather. I've seen, like, Robert Duvall talk to Frank Fantangeli and be like, you know, just like the Romans.
Yeah.
Do like the Romans, Frank. And it's like,
Hillary Clinton came
I just, the idea, like, to me, it's just, like, there's no, because it's, like, also, like, I've seen, it's, like, what it gets at, to me, that's even more important than, like, contesting the weird-ass circumstances in which he died, which is that it's, like, there's all this, like, reported evidence about, like, him having like, when they talk about the Epstein files, that's just, like, the right-wing media people doing, like, their vague, stupid people thing of, like mushing together a bunch of real things into, like, this, mythical, like, singular thing that doesn't exist. But there were a bunch of files in his house when they raided it. There was a bunch of information, a bunch of labeled tapes, things like that people have been reported about, that have been reported on. that have
cool
been sworn
paintings.
to. Yeah, some really
awesome paintings.
of Bill
Clinton. George W. Bush with the Bill Clinton's the main one. People forget it. George Bush with the paper airplane. That's a good
Also,
one too.
like, he was meeting with, like,
9/11?
He met with, like, Bill Burns before he became director of the CIA. Like, I don't know. I feel like there's, like, a very, like, I don't think people are wrong. Even though I guess now it feels like passé just because of like how much has happened since then.
But that's the thing. As someone who doesn't follow, I don't give up that much. I don't follow this shit. I just know as a guy alive right now who was just in broad strokes following this shit. It's so clearly a conspiracy, and I will never let go of that shit.
They put him in the federal penitentiary with a roommate.
They tried him. Remember, they tried him like a week before.
Yeah, Nicholas Tartaglio.
Yeah.
Who was like a corrupt cop who like executed a bunch of people, like roided out of his gills.
Yes.
So now we're doubting the integrity of law enforcement.
Yeah, exactly. And
that's where I got to stop you. I backed the blue, Hassan.
Yeah. Back Israel and back the blue. I'm going full Hollywood.
It would be like, I do like the idea also of it's like, like this guy, he's only like probably the most famous person who's been in like the federal system at the time of like their entry, like maybe, like
Kismet.
5 years, decades,
Kismet.
whatever. What if we just got him like a really good friend?
Yeah. No, it was
like a really cool guy.
Total random happenstance that he was in the cell and that he tried himself the first time.
Same shit, by the way, with Whitey Bulger.
Oh, really?
Who was like, it was also in like weird circumstances, and it's
wasn't Whitey Bulger
on the
killed
lamb
by like
forever.
a QAnon guy or something? No, that was a different.
No, there was a mafia boss guy.
Yeah.
A guy on Long Island got by a random QAnon guy.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Sucks.
I mean, sorry to the mafia.
Sorry to the
Sorry to the mafia there. Oh my god. So let's go look at that. I didn't know Whitey Bulger's suspicious death. I didn't know that was a thing. Let's go look at that. Whitey Bulger. Oops. Whitey Bulger. Suspicious. Yeah, there's like new details and stuff, but I mean, I want a longer breakdown of that. Do you got something? This is from 60 Minutes from 10 days ago, but can I play 60 Minutes on this channel? I don't know. Can you do that? I think I can, yeah.
If you look at the FBI's most wanted list, James Whitey Bulger is just below Osama bin Laden. He is charged with committing 20 murders and suspected in at least 20 more. But despite an international manhunt, the leader of Boston's Irish mob has been a fugitive for more than 10 years. If anyone has a clue where he is, it's Kevin Weeks. For 20 years, he was Bulger's right-hand man, and the last person known to have seen him alive in the United States. But 6 years ago, Weeks turned on his boss, becoming one of the most important witnesses ever against organized crime. Tonight, you'll hear Kevin Weeks' story, which he's written in a book called Brutal. It's about murder, mayhem, and treachery, and it's told by the keeper of Whitey Bulger's darkest secrets. Kevin Weeks is a soft-spoken 49-year-old native of South Boston. But don't be fooled by the low-key, matter-of-fact way he answers questions about his life of crime.
You seem to have committed every crime in the book. Let me know if I've got all of this right. You beat people up?
Yes.
Put them in the hospital?
Yes.
Shot, stabbed people?
Yes.
Helped kidnap people?
Yes.
And you were an accessory to murders?
Correct.
That's quite a resume.
It's the business we're in.
The business they were in was organized crime. And what set Whitey Bulger's organization apart was its penchant for violence. Weeks says it was all part of the folklore of this Irish working-class neighborhood known as Southie.
Was it a tough neighborhood when you were growing up, Kevin?
You had to fight. You didn't have to win, but you had to fight.
On these streets, Whitey Bulger was known as a vicious gangster who never hesitated to use violence. Weeks, who had a reputation as a tenacious street fighter, caught the crime boss's eye while he was working as a bouncer at a local bar. Over the years, he became Bulger's most trusted confidant.
What did you do for him? What was your job?
No.
Anything he asked me to do.
Including murder. For 20 years,
no.
Weeks was with the crime boss nearly every day, but they were exceedingly careful. This is one of only 2 known photographs of them together. It was taken at a park called Castle Island, where they talked business out of earshot of police bugs. Weeks says the man he called Jimmy was a criminal mastermind.
98% of
Oh,
his
thank
waking
God.
hours was dedicated to crime. 2% to pleasure.
That really solves a lot of problems.
Had no bad habits. He didn't drink, he didn't gamble, didn't do drugs.
No bad habits if you don't count murder. And it was something Weeks says Whitey thoroughly enjoyed.
How did he kill people?
Oh, he stabbed people, he beat people with bats, he shot people, he strangled people, run them over with cars.
You said also that he liked killing.
Yeah.
Explain that to me.
After he would kill somebody, it was like a stress relief. You know, he'd be nice and calm for a couple of weeks afterwards. Like he just got rid of all his stress.
By killing?
Yes.
Well, that's a bizarre way to get rid of stress.
Weeks told us he helped Bulger commit 3 murders in this house. He lured the victims there, stood guard over them while they were interrogated, and after they were killed, he buried them in the basement. One of the victims was a gun runner named John McIntyre, who was cooperating with police.
Joe McIntyre was originally strangled, but the rope was too thick, so he was gagged. So Jimmy shot him in the head, and then he pulled his teeth, and we buried him.
Pulled his teeth?
Yes.
Why?
Back then there was dental records. There was no DNA.
So that was to prevent people from being
identified.
No regrets about the loss of life you're responsible for?
No.
If he has any regrets, it's about one person he didn't kill. Howie Carr is a columnist for the Boston Herald as well as a radio talk show host who has been a thorn in the side of Whitey Bulger and his gang for 20 years.
Whitey Bulger is a serial killer, cocaine dealer, bank robber, pedophile, very smart, criminal.
Did you consider him a worthy adversary? I mean, is that why you went after him so hard?
I went after Whitey just because I couldn't believe he was getting away with what he was doing and that nobody would write about it.
So perhaps it's no surprise that Bulger and Weeks hatched a plan to take Howie Carr out of the newspaper and off the airways for good.
We found out he lived down in Acton, Massachusetts. We drove down his house. We took pictures. We scoped it out. We looked for an escape route. We had one plan. We were going to fill a basketball with C4.
Plastic explosive.
Correct. And when he came out of the house, we were going to blow it up and kill him. But we decided that we'd probably take the house down too and kill some innocent people, his family. So we nixed that plan.
Plan B, he says, was much more direct. Weeks was just going to shoot him.
I was down his house one morning, about 5:30 in the morning, across the street in the cemetery with the rifle, waiting for him to come out. And he came out about between 7:15, 7:30, and he had his daughter with him. I assume it was his daughter, young girl. He's holding her by the hand, going to his car. So I had a pass on it. And then...
oh, kitty, relax.
Yeah, I didn't want to kill him in front of his daughter.
You had him in your sight?
Yeah.
So if he had come out the door by himself,
Kitty.
he'd be a dead man.
You're fine.
Your reaction to that?
Nice, got level 5. Hey, kitty.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
I
I'll
don't
just
know if I
come.
believe you.
Just come. I'll pay attention to you.
And he says he was in the graveyard. Is the graveyard across the street?
Yeah, there is.
He said he was in the graveyard and had you in the scope. He had you in his sights.
It just doesn't seem like Kevin would have the stones to do it.
Hi, kitty.
I mean, I could see if he said Whitey was there, well, you wouldn't be interviewing me because I'd be dead. But I'm just not sure Weeks is capable of that.
He doesn't believe your story. He also said you didn't have the stones to kill him.
Really? Well, I don't think Howie Carr has the stones to confront any man and say what he prints to their face.
What would you say to Howie Carr if he were here?
I wouldn't say anything to Howie Carr. He could tell me what he thinks of me, and I'll show him what I think of him.
And how would you do that, Kevin?
I think I'd be creative. I could figure something out.
Creative? What does that mean?
Whatever comes to mind at the time.
I would assume after the time you spent in jail, you're not going to kill him.
No, but, you know, it's a loaded question.
You can say yes or no.
Oh, I don't like him.
For 20 years, Weeks and Bulger were practically untouchable. One reason, he says, was that they had 6 FBI agents and dozens of Boston cops on the payroll.
Every time we made a score, say there was 4 of us involved in the score, it would be cut up 5 ways, and that 5th piece would go to law enforcement, so connections. And we were always getting information back about investigations that were going on, things people were doing, saying about us, grand juries, things like that.
From law enforcement.
From law enforcement.
Bulger even used tips from an FBI agent named John Connolly to identify and kill informants within his own organization. Connolly is charged with murder in connection with his ties to Bulger's gang. With help like that, they amassed tens of millions of dollars from gambling, drugs, robberies, and extortions. Once, Bulger and Weeks even hit the Massachusetts State Lottery, winning $14.7 million, although many suspect they simply coerced the winning ticket holder into having them as partners. Then, in a flash, their luck ran out.
It was 2 days before Christmas of 1994 when a tip from a crooked FBI agent marked the beginning of the end for South Boston's Irish mob. That was the day Whitey Bulger found out he was about to be arrested and charged with extortion and racketeering. Weeks says Bulger knew he had been under investigation, but no one knew how much planning he had done to be ready for this day. Since the early 80s, he had been creating new identities and stashing millions of dollars in safe deposit boxes around the world.
He's probably worth $30 to $50 million.
$50 million. So he could live a long time on that.
Comfortably.
Weeks was one of the few people Bulger trusted enough to stay in touch. He says he was able to meet face to face with the most wanted man in America 5 times over the next 2 years. In Boston, Chicago, and New York, delivering forged identifications and keeping him abreast of developments back home. He says the meetings were always arranged by phone.
We had code words for different places. When he wanted me to go to New York, he'd tell me he'd meet me at the Lions.
Where was that?
It was the public library. Had 2 big lions out front.
Bulger told him big cities allowed him to hide in plain sight. One time, Whitey asked directions from a New York City cop.
We walked up to him, and he was looking for a street restaurant, and he asked the cop for directions. And I couldn't believe it. I'm just looking at him. This guy's wanted. Just gave him directions and stuff. We thanked him. We walked away.
Weeks says the last time he saw Bulger was in New York in 1996, almost 2 years after he vanished. He says Whitey told him he'd be in touch, but he never called again. A few months later, there was this bombshell. Reports that Whitey Bulger had been a top-level FBI informant since 1975. Bulger, who killed anyone he thought was an informant, had all along been giving the feds information about rival criminals.
God damn it, my microphone got turned down. I'm so sorry, guys.
Weeks, who was still a player
God damn it, I gotta check this.
He betrayed me. Betrayed me the whole time. He betrayed all of us.
Tell me how he betrayed all of you.
Well, we knew we were paying for information, that we had sources in law enforcement. So as far as we were concerned, the relationship was one way. We were receiving information. We were paying for the information. Now we find out he's given information.
So he was giving up some of his own people.
He was giving up some of his own people. He was giving up the competition. He made a deal with the FBI. They gave him carte blanche to do what he wanted.
Weeks' turn to make a deal came in 1999 when he was arrested and charged with 29 crimes. Facing life in prison and abandoned by his boss, he decided to cooperate.
So what did you do?
We made a deal to sit down and talk. They wanted proof that I was telling the truth. So I led them to 3 bodies.
For years, Whitey Bulger's victims had simply disappeared, and police could never make a murder charge against him stick. Weeks literally knew where the bodies were buried. and he eventually led them to 6 of them. When it was all over, prosecutors were able to charge Bulger with 20 additional counts of murder. In return for his cooperation, Weeks spent just 72 months in prison. He was released last year. A lot of people, particularly the families of the victims, have been outraged. I mean, they look at it and said, we lost a loved one, and this guy's walking out on the street.
They're entitled to their feelings. I mean, if someone killed a loved one of mine, I'd want to kill them. I wouldn't want them in jail. I'd want to kill them. So they're entitled to.
Oh, Lushbarn's over there.
You know, and they're probably correct.
Weeks says he isn't worried about his safety. He's refused the witness protection program and is already back in Southie, where he says people now know the reality behind the myth of Whitey Bulger.
We were supposed to live by a certain code. And this was his teaching, too. You know, you never rat on your friends, never on your family. You never give everyone up. You have a problem, take it to the street.
You have any idea where he is today?
A definitive idea? No. I mean, I believe he's probably over in Europe somewhere. I believe he went over to Europe, and I think he got trapped over there after 9/11.
And couldn't come back.
Correct.
The federal
That's
task
what he actually
force assigned
thinks.
to capture
Wow.
Bulger says the last confirmed sighting of him was in London in 2002. Last week, the task force released this 26-year-old surveillance tape of Whitey Bulger in hopes that someone might recognize his walk or mannerisms.
Wow.
There are few men alive today with the underworld credentials of John Martirano, and even fewer who were out of prison and walking the streets. For more than a decade, Martirano was the chief executioner for Boston's Winter Hill Gang, a loose confederation of Irish and Italian-American
Oh,
gangsters
Kitty, please
run
relax.
by James Whitey Bulger.
Relax, Kitty.
Martirano, a former Catholic altar boy and high school football star, became a cool and calculating killer. But he's perhaps best known as the government witness who helped expose a web of corruption and collusion involving the mob and the Boston office of the FBI. For years, he was one of the most feared men in Boston, and this is why.
Did you keep count of how many people you killed?
Never. Until in the end, I never realized there was that many.
How many?
A lot. Too many.
Do you have a number?
I confessed to 20 in court.
Sure you remembered them all?
I've got to
I
pee.
hope so.
Martirano had to remember them all. It was part of a deal he cut with the federal government that put him back on the streets of Boston after only 12 years in prison. A little more than 7 months served for each of the 20 people he killed. Many of them fellow gangsters, and many of them at close range after looking into their eyes.
Did you always kill people by shooting them?
I think I stabbed one guy.
But you like guns?
Well, it's the easiest way, I think.
Did you get any satisfaction out of the fact that people were afraid of you?
No. But everybody likes to be respected for one thing or another.
His manner is unemotional and detached, and he speaks with the brevity of a professional witness, which he has become. His testimony helped wipe out one of the largest criminal enterprises in New England, for which he served as chief executioner. But Martirano is no psychopath, and he doesn't much like the word hitman.
The hitman is, that sounds to me like somebody's getting paid to paid contract. I mean, you could never pay me to kill anybody.
A lot of people would say you're a serial killer.
I might be a vigilante, but not a serial killer. Serial killers, you have to stop them, they'll never stop. And they enjoy it. I never enjoyed it. I don't enjoy risking my life, but if the cause was right, I would.
So you felt like you were doing the right thing?
I always felt like I was doing the right thing. Even if it was wrong, I always tried to do the right thing.
If you believe John Martirano, and the Justice Department does, he killed out of a sense of loyalty and duty. He sees himself as a stand-up guy, a man of his word, which is why he decided to talk to us. It goes back 50 years when Martirano was a star running back on the Mount St. Charles Academy football team in Rhode Island.
Oops.
One of his blockers was our late colleague,
Sorry about the cat,
60
guys.
Minutes correspondent Ed Bradley.
That's you?
Kitty, please relax.
Yeah, that's me. That's it. That's me.
And that's Ed?
That's Ed. That's Big Ed. That's what I call him, Big Ed.
He promised Bradley he would sit down with him and tell his story, but Ed died unexpectedly before Martirano got out of prison.
I never thought I'd be sitting here with you. I thought I'd be here with Ed, but I'm sitting here because Ed wanted to sit here with me, and I'm honoring that.
I know one of the questions that Ed wanted to ask you.
Kitty.
And it's sort of the way that Ed asked those questions. He wanted, I think he wanted to be sitting here and say,
just
"What happened,
relax."
Johnny?" Why was it you think that you went in different directions?
Well, I think it was mainly the influence of my father and his principles
Good
and his
kitty.
values that he pushed on to me.
His father owned an after-hours club called Luigi's in a rough Boston neighborhood known as the Combat Zone. It was a hangout for hoodlums who would become Martirano's role models, and many of them shared
Not
his father's
hoodlums.
simple Sicilian values.
He was the oldest son, and he taught me, the
You're like
oldest son.
digging
and,
your foot into
this
my
is your heritage.
chest,
You got to take care of your family and be a man. I don't care what else you are. You got to be a man.
It was a code he lived by and killed for. The first time, it was an ex-con named Robert Palladino, who he thought was going to implicate his brother Jimmy in a murder. Palladino was found under an expressway with a bullet in his head.
You didn't see anything wrong with it?
No, I saved my brother's life. Somebody got hurt. That had to be.
It felt like a duty.
An obligation.
Was the next time easier?
Well, it's sort of like a lawyer trying his first case. It's difficult, but the next case is easier. Then it gets easier, I guess, as you go, because it's, doing this is harder than that.
Why?
Because it's hard for me to do. I never did it before.
By the 1970s, his circle of friends and family had expanded to include the Winter Hill Gang, led by the notorious Irish mob boss James Whitey Bulger and Stevie the Rifleman Fleming. Martirano was their partner in a business that included gambling, loan sharking, extortion, and murder. Martirano's specialty was conflict resolution.
We had a lot of problems with people, and you just kill them before they kill you. Just kill or get killed at times.
I mean, on one occasion, you walked into a crowded bar and shot somebody. In broad daylight.
Correct.
Correct.
With the policeman across the street.
Correct.
That's pretty confident.
Well, I felt confident. You could put a disguise on, and you just to get to feel invisible.
Do you remember what the disguise was?
Yeah. Had a yellow hard hat, a white meat cutter's coat, full length, and a beard and mustache and sunglasses.
What'd you do afterwards?
Went to get a burger.
Back to work.
Back to work.
They operated out of this old body
You're
shop.
sick and
long since
weird.
abandoned,
You're sick
but
and
Whitey
weirdy.
Bulger's chair is still there.
He's a sick and
These are the
weirdy
rooms you
kitty.
don't
He's a
wanna go
sick
in.
and weirdy.
So is his old office.
He's a sick and a weirdy kitty. He's a sick and a weirdy.
Just to leave that open all the time, just to intimidate people, to try to get the truth out of them.
Oh, yeah?
People would look down there and just wonder.
Anybody go down there and never come up?
I think so. Yeah.
That's a nice little touch.
By 1978, Martirano had already killed 18 people, and facing an indictment for fixing horse races, he fled to Florida, where he was living a quiet life under the name Richard O'Coin. He was only there a few years when Bulger and Fleming called, asking him to carry out a murder that made headlines across the country: the assassination of a wealthy corporate executive in the parking lot of the exclusive Southern Hills Country Club in Tulsa. The victim was Roger Wheeler, the CEO of Telex Corporation and owner of World Highline, a profitable sports betting business that Bulger was trying to muscle in on. Martirano says the logistical information to carry out the hit was provided by a former Boston FBI agent named Paul Rico.
How did you manage to get into the Southern Hills Country Club to kill Mr. Wheeler?
There was no gates to drive in. I waited for him to finish playing golf. I had an update when he was going to his tee time.
You knew what he looked like?
I had his description from Rico.
How many times did you shoot him?
Once.
Did you shoot him between the eyes?
Yeah, around there.
Martirano says it wasn't the first or the last time he would get useful information from an FBI man. One of its top organized crime investigators in Boston, a corrupt agent named John Conley, helped them out for years. Martirano says it was Conley who told them that an associate of theirs named John Callahan was about to rat them out on the Wheeler murder. Callahan would become Martirano's 20th and final victim.
Do you think that John Conley knew that you were going to kill Callahan?
Sure. He said it. He said, we're all going to go to jail the rest of our life if this guy doesn't get killed.
And this is an FBI agent telling this.
This is an FBI agent telling it to Whitey, telling me.
Martirano has already told this story under oath and is expected to tell it again to a jury in Florida this spring when Conley goes on trial for complicity in that murder. The former FBI agent is already serving a 10-year sentence for obstructing justice. In the end, it was a Massachusetts State Police investigation that began to unravel the Winter Hill Gang. In 1995, Martirano, Flemmi, and Whitey Bulger were all indicted for racketeering. Bulger, who was tipped off by Conley about his impending arrest, went underground and is still a fugitive. And in a Boston courtroom, Martirano was about to learn something that would change his life forever.
Oh, worst day of my life.
He knew that Bulger and Flemmi had been getting information from the FBI, but he didn't know they had also been providing it. For decades, his partners were top-level FBI informants, snitching on the Italian mafia and on Martirano and other gang members. They had violated his code of loyalty, especially Whitey Bulger.
I'll go along with a lot of things, but no Judas, no informant. I never informed or ratted on nobody. And if I could have killed him, I'd have killed him, but he wasn't there. And that's what I think he deserves.
Martirano decided to strike back the only way he could, using words as his weapon.
I gave him back what he gave everybody else.
You became an informant?
No, I became a government witness, not an informant or a rat. I became a government witness.
What's the difference?
One's got the courage to stand on the stand, the other one's doing it behind your back and dropping dimes.
Yeah.
And if how can I be ratting on a guy who's the rat for 30 years? I'm trying to stop him from ratting anymore.
Bulger, who is still on the FBI's most wanted list, is now facing 19 murder charges as a result largely of Martirano's testimony. And Flemmi is in prison for life. Martirano's cooperation helped solve nearly 40 murders, including the 20 he confessed to, and it helped uncover secret mob graves, all in return for a sentence of just 14 years.
In some ways, he got away with it.
In some ways, he did get away with murder.
Donald Stern was the U.S. attorney who eventually signed off on the agreement.
Yeah, business murder is a lot different from passion
Because if we
murder.
didn't do this deal, no one would receive any
Money will
punishment
make
for
humans do terrible things.
corrupt law enforcement arrangements would not have been uncovered and prosecuted. And the cancer in law enforcement that existed in Boston for a number of years would have remained there.
So you're saying it changed the landscape of organized crime in Boston?
It did.
Family and friends.
When Martirano was released from prison last spring, he decided to return to Boston. He says he feels safe here now. Most of his enemies are dead, in prison, or on the lam.
In some cases, regret can take over a person's life. I don't get the sense that that's the case with you.
Well, maybe that's just not my temperament or my personality. Maybe it is, but you can't see it. Or maybe I can't express it the way you want it, but I have my regrets.
You seem cold. I mean, you killed 20 people, and that's all you can say about it?
I wish it wasn't that way. I mean, I wish there was none. You know, it can't change the past. I'm trying to do the best I can with the future and explain it as best I can.
Mm-hmm.
I regret it all. I can't change it.
You still a Catholic?
Sure.
I mean, you burn in hell for killing one person.
I don't believe that.
You don't believe that?
No. At one point, maybe a couple of years ago, I sent for a priest and gave him a confession. It was maybe 30 years since my last confession, but I went through the whole scenario. with
Yep,
him
and that's Catholicism for you.
And at the end of it, he says,
Say Hail
"What do you think
Marys.
I should give you for penance?" I says, "Father, you can justifiably crucify me." He laughed and says, "No, 10 Hail Marys, 10 Our Fathers, and don't do it again."
Yeah.
So I'll listen to him.
Anything that could get you to kill again?
Not that I can think of.
Not even Whitey Bulger?
Well, there's a bounty on him.
In Massachusetts, when they say Mr. President, they don't mean George Bush. There's only one man with that title, Billy Bulger, President of the Massachusetts State
Wow, this is a long thing.
Senate. Few legislators in America are as powerful. It's power he's proud to have and not afraid to use. He's not the kind of politician you run across much anymore. And by the way, his brother Whitey is the kind of person you may never want to run across. We'll get to him later. First, Mr. President. No, it's not George M. Cohan. No, it is not Jimmy Cagney playing George M. Cohan. It is a political relic, a throwback to a time of populist politicians who succeeded with street smarts and knowing which strings to pull. Billy Bulger almost defines Boston Irish. His district is South Boston, home of the legendary boss politician James Michael Curley, whose spirit is alive and well in Bulger. Just watch him hosting his annual St. Patrick's Day breakfast, which begins with a fine Irish anthem,
Heavenly Father.
And of course, a blessing from the parish priest.
Amen.
Father, of course, is one of our best friends, and also he occupies a precinct which is very valuable to us all, because that's where St.
Why do
Augustine's
bad men
cemetery
cling
is.
to Christianity so much?
You never know the result until the votes have been counted from St. Augustine's cemetery.
Oh my God.
And somehow there always seem to be just enough to put you over.
Oh my God.
The breakfast is a form of homage to Bulger. Anybody who's ever been anybody in Massachusetts politics pays his tribute by
Kitty,
being
you want a
by
treat?
Bulger.
My advice is to get here on time.
Kitty treat.
Ted Kennedy got his when he tried to sass Bulger over where to dump Boston's garbage.
I was wondering where you want me to bring it, Bill. Out of Weston or Wellesley or where are they going?
Hyannisport. Did you know Ben Franklin?
There is nothing he enjoys more than taking on a well-bred Yankee with inherited wealth.
Frugality.
Which makes Massachusetts Governor Bill Weld perfect for Bulger's meat axe.
I bet you never bounced a check. Oh, no. I'll bet you never made out a check.
Bulger's importance is as simple as this. If you want to get something done in Massachusetts, you need him. His fellow senators have elected him president for 15 years, the longest tenure in state history. Bulger knows everything about everyone in state office, and thus knows how to get things done. Certainly, how to keep things moving.
Those in favor say aye.
Oh no, his brother was an asshole.
Legislators give him what he wants because he knows how to get them what they want.
Let me let you describe
Money.
yourself as others see.
Corruption.
Autocratic, dictatorial. Those are boss. Those kinds of things. Iron fisted, quick of the gavel.
The rule is suspended.
Yeah.
The truth of the matter is that this would be a debating
Quick
society,
with the
the
gavel.
Senate, or any legislative body, unless somebody said at some point, after we finish the debate, and after everyone has had a say, we're going to have some kind of action.
But there is the perception that sooner or later, and generally sooner, Bill Bulger has his way.
On many major matters, I have my way.
When he's not presiding in the Senate chamber, he acts as House historian.
John Parker was the captain of the militia. And
The
he was
little Irishman from Southie holding forth in what was once the preserve of the Protestant Brahmins. Bulger's a man of simple taste, but does not mind one bit the office he inherited, much grander even than the governor's.
You came in and you said, thanks, you Yankee Brahmins, for letting us use your country. And everybody laughed and laughed. And so, Mr. President, I want to say to you, thank you so much for letting us use your state house. Thank you.
The Gov is only half kidding. Bulger's been ruthless with state appointees who cross him. He'll freeze salaries. One judge lost most of his staff and did not get a raise for 10 years. Such tales only add to his power.
I heard a joyful song.
The perception of power is just about the same thing as having power. If people think you have it, you have it.
And you do nothing to discourage that perception.
And there's value in it, for me.
It can be very useful, as in the case of Boston Edison.
Of course. Yeah.
Okay.
They're polluting the air.
Right.
Particularly polluting.
Okay, guys, I'm going to stop here and stop this stream with a reminder that I put all of my sessions on my, it was kind of a tranquil Tuesday night. I put all of my sessions on my channel. I have thousands of videos on my YouTube channel, and this is a reminder that it's there, and I'm closing down with a station identification. Come to my website, which is skycat.live, and come click on the cast space to donate. Come to Twitch or YouTube. Give me a like, sub, or a follow. Thank you so much for your time, guys. Thank you for hanging out. It's good to play some Skull and Bones and Grand Theft Auto 5 and, you know, Rust and stuff, and it's good to feel like I can play whatever game I want to play. And without harassment or problems, it's nice. And so at that point, I love you guys. You have a wonderful night. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.